everyone? Zach, AP, say something.
Hi, how
Hello?
are ya?
Because I
Hello?
need to know if this works. Something.
I
Hi,
see
how
faces
are
on
ya?
the screen.
I do too. I
Okay, it looks like
They
okay.
say
Okay.
they hear us.
They hear us.
They
Okay,
can hear
cool.
us. Oh my
We
god!
doing this.
Wow, that was
That
nuts.
was a journey.
That was a journey into the decade of Ranger Command. I'm stealing Zach's joke from an episode that we released today. Hey everyone, I'm completely stressed.
I forgot about that joke. I literally forgot about that joke until you just brought it up.
Wait.
A shout out to my family
The
that
family
just
is here?
texted me a picture of them watching the live stream on a big screen TV.
Oh,
Well-
wow. Hi, AP's family.
Hello.
Jerks.
Wow. Well, I mean, there's so many milestones happening. I just realized that my camera is completely off center. So, yeah, we're going to fix that. I'm going to move myself over a bit. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry about that. I mean, literally, we've had this joke for almost a decade. It wouldn't be a Ranger Command without technical difficulties and last-minute BS. So, we're here.
Yep.
Thank you all for joining. Let's shout out some people in the chat before we talk all of the news and all the stuff that we got to talk about. We got Steven Martinez. We got Little Adam 5-Year Rumor. Edward Sanchez, thank you for always being here. Tito Man is here. My name is Sean. Andre Asante. We got Toku Chris. Cubbies Fan 13, that's our good friend Jacob P. We got Steve F in the chat, Mason Merrill, Hawkillies, Ayo, what's going on? Who else showed up? We got Nightmare 10. So many people.
We had George in here for a bit.
Oh, George, I hope he's able to hear this later. We got Burgundy Ranger, the Ageless John, thank you for showing up. Let's see. We've got.
Did we say Rolliver Queen?
Oh, I'm scrolling through the chat now. Yep, Rolliver Queen. Sonia Gregory, thanks for joining. I think that's everyone in the chat. We got AP and Zach and me. Yeah. we got Raheem Young, Fajita Phantom. Wow. So thank you all. We got Nitro Ninja. That's a cool screen name. Yes, my first live. Well, thank you for joining us. We also got Jeffrey Payne. Congrats on the anniversary. And I think that's everyone in the chat that was able to. Zach or AP, you guys can be chat moderators. Well, you know how this works.
Yeah.
Okay.
I promise not to break anything. It's fine.
All right.
I promise to absolutely abuse the power.
Okay.
Everybody's gone. Nobody's in chat anymore.
Step out of line one time, and I swear to God.
All right. I think that's it. Well, I'm cleaning up my desktop a bit. We'll do our regular intro and everything, and yeah, we'll just we'll get right into what we got to talk about. So,
RJ's here. Eric.
What?
RJ is watching.
Aww.
Is Teresa? Oh my God, RJ! That's my son.
Stream, baby.
Will we have Stream Baby? I don't know. I don't know if we'll have Stream Baby on a Ranger Command, but maybe.
God, that is so weird to think. When we started this thing, you were like just starting to date Teresa, and now you guys are married with a kid 9 years later.
Yeah. It's wild, man.
Time.
Okay, we're not gonna do that. All right.
Copyright strike.
Yeah. Strike. All right. Let's. Okay, whatever.
sounds like a Sentai chat. Copyright strike.
All right. All right. Today on the Power Hour, episode 210, Ranger Command Power Hour 9th anniversary special, recorded live on January 22nd, 2023. Welcome to the Ranger Command Power Hour on the Four Eyed Radio Network. It's time to Ranger up with your hosts. I'm Eric, also known as Trekkie B47.
I'm AP, also known as Secret Ranger Fan.
And I'm Zach, also known as Hollywood.
This episode is brought to you by our patrons on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/RangerCommandPH to learn more about supporting Ranger Command Power Hour. Thanks to our $5 and above patrons, Charles D., Chris P., Steve F., Steve M., Jacob P., Tyler B., Tyler W., Leland D., Charlie N., Brian M., Craig M., Liz M., Mason M., Steve R., Hassan A., Josh P., Derek G., and Teresa B. for supporting us this month. Remember, you can go to linktr.ee/RangerCommandPH for all of the links for our podcast, as well as our Amazon affiliate link at amazon.com/shop/Ranger Command PH. I almost did it. All right. It's on Wednesday, which is the 25th. That will be our official 9-year anniversary of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. It's unbelievable. When we first started, we were in the Super Mega Force days, which almost killed the fandom.
Yeah.
It's
But no, it's been quite the journey. We've had a lot of live streams before, and the platforms keep changing, and sometimes we have to rely on older technology, so we're streaming back on through Skype. Try to do it through Zoom, but hey, sometimes the old ways work better. But yeah, 9 years. We have a incredible support system with all of our listeners, and I always say on these, we can't do this without you guys, and we appreciate the hell out of all of you. We really do.
Yeah.
There is no show without you guys. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Nice. I can't believe it's been 9 years.
I can.
Yeah. I can. I'm feeling it for sure.
Yeah.
But no, we're here because not only is it the 9th anniversary of our podcast, but a lot of the news and a lot of what we'll be talking about is the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers. This past week and a half has been a complete whirlwind in the fandom for many reasons, which we will talk about. And yeah, I mean, it's January. We started this podcast at the beginning of 2014, and every year we start anew in January, and we always speculate about what the year in Power Rangers may bring, and a lot of us just in the fandom in general have been really curious about what's going on, not only with the 30th anniversary, but possibly the last season of the regular show. We don't even know, but it's it's rumored. There's so many rumors out there, and but 30 years for Power Rangers. 30 years. I don't know. What do you guys think about, this franchise that we all love reaching this milestone?
I think it's bizarre. I wouldn't have never thought this would happen.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were done at 25. I would not have shocked me if we just ended it right there.
Felt like we were done at 25.
Yeah, Zach, what about you?
I get nostalgic for when the franchise was brand new.
Yeah.
And seeing the toy commercials, seeing, when the second season premiered, and it was oh my gosh, they get a primetime premiere slot. I think of all those things that I loved from my childhood, and thinking now on how the news that's coming out is getting me that level of excited of the 30th anniversary special, all the set pictures we're seeing, getting excited for Cosmic Fury and getting to see, what they do with the, the Netflix, not budget, but the Netflix creativity, basically. And so yeah, it's nostalgic in that I'm feeling the same way for the franchise now as I did when I was a kid when it first started.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I could not have said that any better. Like I remember when I was a kid going to Toys R Us ain't a thing anymore, but I remember going there and seeing all the toys on the shelves and talking to people about it, all the new things happening. And now it feels like I'm getting the same feeling all over again. You know, it's just,
yeah,
it's that excitement because we're getting all this really the Lightning collection is kind of like meh sometimes, but it's still exciting. Like we're getting all this new merch and all these new reveals, and it's like I'm getting the same vibes that I got when I was a kid. It's like what Zach said. It's that whole excitement's back again. We've got the original crew coming back on our screens, which I never thought I'd ever see Billy again, like ever.
For sure.
Yeah.
I never thought that would ever happen. Especially since that, his time during the show and all the reasons he left.
Yeah.
I really can't believe that, I think really the change in ownership from Saban to Hasbro, I really think they were able to convince him.
Yeah. And even like Walter Jones, Zach, I never thought I'd ever see him again.
Mm-hmm.
Either.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a really good feeling.
Yeah.
To me in terms of what we're going to be getting on our screens in the next couple of years. I just have a really good feeling. Like Dino Fury was not perfect by any means, but it was still a step up from past seasons, and I feel like it's only kind of going up from here in a sense, and I'm excited for all the possibilities.
Yeah, I think for me, being a day one fan and to see any franchise reach 30 years and I'm just an old fart at this point. But the fandoms that I love are these like long running fandoms, and AP and Zach, I know you guys are big into Doctor Who. It's a franchise I also love, but haven't really caught up with it the past few years. But things like Doctor Who, like Star Trek, like Power Rangers,
long running franchises,
Transformers, whatever huge legacies that these franchises have, it makes us feel like a kid again. It makes us feel like when we first interacted with whatever we love. And I think despite drama that happens in the fandom, or like really weird actor stuff, or everything, like you don't need to engage in that. You can just watch what you want to watch or collect what you want to collect. And
there's something for everybody.
There really is.
It's the wonderful part of this. It's been going on for so long. There's something in there for everybody.
Yeah, and with the amount of connectivity that we have now with the internet and message boards and social media and all that, you can get as deep an engagement as you want or don't want. And I think for me, the big lesson of this week is I need to disengage more with like the online part of it and really get back to the roots of why I love this franchise. Because there was, at least for me this week, not only my personal life with my job and everything, but just with the fandom, there was some serious burnout going on. And, we did release 2 extra episodes today. They're on, they're on the streaming platforms right now. You can get them on iTunes, all those other places. But, that extra episode 89, we recorded back in October, and for whatever reason it just took me this long to edit it. And it's not like that the episode is bad. In fact, it's a very good episode, but there was always something pulling me away from it. And an extra episode 90, the one that we, recorded only a couple weeks ago, I really have to thank James from Mostly Speaking Sentai for editing it for me, because, I realize I do have these resources, and, as time has evolved, I've grown a family, and, Teresa has been supportive of the podcast from, the first time that she met me, and now we have a son, and, I'm not saying anything about the future of Ranger Command, because, this past year when RJ was born, we took a couple months here and there, and, we still were able to produce 24 really good episodes. It just, they were delayed sometimes, and sometimes you got 3 in a day or 3 in a weekend. And I'm trying to learn and navigate being a father and juggling work and also the podcast. So I really appreciate our listeners and our friends and everyone who has given me encouragement or advice or anything. And if I don't post a news item in a few days, it's like, what, we'll get to it, or a comic preview or the next episode. So I really appreciate just the greater, listener base and support system that we have, because if we didn't have that, I wouldn't be doing this. Not with the level of stuff I have going on. And what drives me is our listeners, because they're always there for us. And that's why I get overjoyed when we get a new listener that emails our podcast, or, someone new that, may be around a bit on Twitter, but it's their first time, direct messaging the podcast. And they're like, look, I've done a deep dive, for the past few months. I've literally listened to your entire catalog. I've had a message like that before. And it was like, my God, you would have to listen for like 2 weeks straight just to listen to everything. And, that's the stuff that keeps me going. And that's the stuff that keeps any content creator going. And we have several content creators here in the chat. We had George Jr. in here. We have Nightmare 10. We have Toku Chris. We have Burgundy Ranger. We have so many people. Rollover Queen. Mason. We have so many content creators in here that know that when you, as a listener or, a participant to something, when you give someone that feedback, just reach out to your content creator, whether it's a comment in a video or a direct message or something, because literally that can make someone's entire day or week. Mm-hmm. And we had a few of those last year that really kept me going, just from like a Ranger Command perspective. So I didn't mean to get too deep in that, but that's the kind of stuff that keeps me going.
Yeah, we need to talk about it, because these people who we have now, these very deep friendships with, people that we talk to every day, or we hop on and play a couple of rounds of Fortnite with, or we play Final Fantasy with, or whatever. These people who are our friends, they started as people who just liked our content and were listeners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And through the years, we've developed and fostered a very real friendship and family because of that. And
right.
Like, we want them to know we appreciate them very, very much, because it's not just a matter of, supporting us as listeners. It's a matter of supporting us as friends.
Right.
And we count ourselves very lucky that we get to do that. That's just,
And I was able to fix your video, Zach, so you don't look like your speech is not matching with your mouth, which has happened in the past couple live streams.
Got some Rita Repulsa action in here.
Yeah,
some live action.
It's on brand.
Speaking of Rita Repulsa, we'll get to that. But no, I just wanted to take that little bit of the front of the show to just say, look, it's not just, reaching out to us. literally reach out to any of your favorite content creators. Just shoot them a message, because tell them how much what they do means to you, because that really could make their day. And listen, like the past 3 years of pandemic and being away from home, I mean, being stuck at home and, you know, all of that stuff, all of the things that we've collectively lived through, you know, as a fandom and as a nation and all that stuff, like, it's hard. It takes a mental drain. And just one message to your favorite content creator, or one, or just a friend, just reach out to someone you haven't talked to in a while. It means the absolute world to them. And God damn it, Chris.
Yeah, Chris in chat is just absolutely killing me right now.
That's why I haven't been looking that way. But
right,
like, we're trying to ignore
chat
because
where's
Chris
the kick
got in
button?
trouble.
No.
We can get rid of him. It's fine. It's fine. Let's just he can be gone in a second.
No,
but I mean, it's true. It is nice to get those words of encouragement from you guys. They really do help us through. I mean, you know, this past year I got to go to a couple of conventions, and each time somebody would come up to me and say, "Hey, you're from Ranger Command, right? I listen to you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much." It's like, that is so cool every time it happens, and it's so rewarding, and like, it means that what we do is important on at least that scale. Like, we know we're not curing cancer here. We're talking about a kid show. And but like, it's still really nice to hear. And for that, I just want to say thank you guys. You guys make this show so worth doing that I can't even begin to thank you enough. So
also,
I can't even follow that up with any words, because y'all have said
we stole all of AP's words.
Yes, I can't say anything now.
But you can say a lot, AP.
But no, it's just very appreciated. Like,
yeah.
I mean, when I went to, gosh, what was it, Ranger Stop
2019?
That was a great time. Like, Ranger Stop 2019 forever. But
for real,
when we did that little meetup, it's not like we didn't have a whole like crowd of people surrounding us.
No.
But the fact that anybody showed up to meet us was wild to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, that whole experience and seeing people in person, like, not that everyone online expressing appreciation doesn't matter, but like, just seeing that in front of your own eyes is, it's just such a nice feeling.
Yeah. And I mean,
I remember one of the people that we got to meet at Ranger Stop, Rosano, and I've been able to talk with him in DMs just personally. What a cool dude. Dude. And, you know, he was a listener that just wasn't active on Twitter. He's got a Twitter, but he wasn't active on it. And then, you know, he's become a friend, and that's amazing.
And he's joined us on a couple of those Twitter spaces we did, and it was great.
And I definitely want to do more of those, because those are so easy. But I also don't want to support that freaking platform. But it is our biggest platform.
Listen, as long as there's going to be huge breaking news, there will be Twitter Spaces at 11 o'clock on a Friday night for us to jump into, because
100%
seems like how it happens. I mean,
okay, so we have Vaughn in here too. And Vaughn, you said, what did you miss? Not much. We're going through our thanks right now, because literally we started like 25 minutes late because of difficulties. So if you're still interested, we're doing this on Skype right now. So I can bring you in here when we get to that topic that we're going to talk about, because it will come up at some point. But Vaughn, thank you for joining. And another person I got to meet at Ranger Stop. If you guys aren't following Vaughn on Twitter, definitely do so. And And shout out, because we got a few members of Legion of Boom in here. So really appreciate your guys' support as well. And we'll talk about that a little bit. So we got all the mushy stuff out of the way. If you guys have any just general listener questions, you can shoot those in the chat. AP or Zach will pop up with them. But we do have some news to talk about, and then we'll discuss like the big things that happened this week in regards to the 30th anniversary Cosmic Fury, which is going to lead into a deeper discussion. And like someone was like, "Are you guys going to talk about the DiFilippo triplets?" And I'll maybe spend like 5 minutes on that, and
they talked about themselves already. Like,
yeah,
we don't. do we need to?
Probably not. I don't know. So someone was like, "Hey, are you guys going to comment on the DiFilippo triplet situation?" I'm like, well, I really don't. I don't want to.
I really don't. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a funny thing because I copied the show notes from the last anniversary.
Chris.
What?
Chris just said he's checking if they're alive.
Oh no. Oh, Teresa's like, please don't talk about them. Okay, yeah, we don't have to get into it.
No, we're not.
So it was funny because when I copied the show notes from the last anniversary special, one of the first news items from last year was during the 33rd annual GLAAD Media Awards, and Dino Fury was nominated last year for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they won last year.
And they won last year.
Yeah.
They have been nominated once again. This literally came across this past week for the 34th annual GLAAD Media Awards. And they're now in the live action category of outstanding kids and family program, because this year they separated out animation and live action. So both forms of media now have an outstanding kids and family programming. So they've been nominated with the likes of Better Nate Than Ever from Disney Plus, First Day on Hulu, Heartstopper on Netflix, High School Musical, the series on Disney Plus, Monster High, the movie from Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus, Power Rangers Dino Fury from Netflix, Raven's Home on the Disney Channel, Rebel Cheer Squad, a Get Even series on Netflix, Trevor the Musical on Disney Plus, and Zombies 3 on Disney Plus. So, they have some competition. So if you want to check out the rest of the nominees in all the different categories, you can go to GLAAD, that's GLAAD with 2A's.org, and they do have the Media Awards tab there. So you can check out all of the nominees for this upcoming year. So
yeah,
that's that. In terms of comics, we had the solicitations for April. I can share my screen, I guess, because I haven't, let me check my studio mode real quick, because I want to make sure that my desktop isn't duplicating the audio, so it is not. Let me go to my Boom tab, and then I will switch to... Okay, what's going on in chat?
Sorry, the chat is killing me right now. Vince said something about the Flippo triplets, but it corrected to Dolphin Flip, and now everyone's calling them the Dolphin Flip triplets.
Oh my god.
That's the best thing ever.
Give me 1 second, because I think... Okay.
Shout out to Tyler MC in the chat. Said, hey, folks, just popped in real quick to say happy 9 years. Well, thank you, Tyler. Glad to have you here, buddy.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, it's great having you in here. Thank you so much. Let me switch to the desktop, and we'll check out the latest in terms of... How do I get rid of... Sorry, there's like a preview for Skype. So I've got Zach's face in the corner here. No, anyways, hold on. February for April. That's not the PDF I need. What's happening, guys?
The whole chat's just talking about dolphins now.
Yeah, it's just all about dolphins now.
That's good, I guess.
Dolphin should be the Gold Ranger. Dolphin flips, saving lives. A giant pyramid appears.
You guys are killing me here.
I needed this. Thank you.
I love how we just have an excuse to crack jokes. That's the best.
Okay, PDF. Okay, that's what I need. I needed the PDF. Okay. Download. I swear I had all of this like ready to go. Forgive me. All right.
It's time for a dolphin rush.
I don't even know what a dolphin rush is. You guys are nuts. Okay, let me open this up.
Someone needs to just quickly Photoshop Tori from Ninja Storm in gold. That's all.
Okay, I'm gonna switch scenes to
poor Teresa.
The desktop.
Oh.
I love dolphins. Don't ruin it for me.
The best part is not that many people are going to understand why this is so funny, but it is hilarious. Apparently people are having a hard time hearing us. They can't hear you.
Oh. Oh dear.
Yep, they cannot hear you. They can hear me and Zach.
Okay. That's interesting. So, basically,
awesome.
guys, yeah.
Wait, hold on. I've been talking this entire time because I love OBS and how it completely destroys everything. So give me 1 second. You know what? Because I muted that when I shouldn't have.
Aha.
Okay. So I've been talking for the past 4 minutes for nothing. All right, can everyone hear me now when I switch scenes?
Can you hear me now?
Can everyone hear all of us?
They said once you shared the screen, that's when they couldn't hear you.
It should be fixed now. Is it not?
They said yeah and yup, so I'm assuming it's good.
Yeah, it looks like we're good.
All right, so everything should be crystal clear. I'm just going to blame the dolphins. All right, let's try that again. Hey, it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and TMNT 2, number 5 of 5. And that's coming out on April 26th for $4.99, written by Ryan Parrott and Dan Mora, and a whole bunch of variant covers. Here's the main cover, and you got like the Morphin, like different Turtle Rangers now. I guess they share the power of X. I have no idea what the hell's going on. The final issue, the most teenage and attitude-packed sequel crossover of all time. Forbidden alliances collide as the radically enhanced, mind-blowing Zord combinations battle it out. reunited friends face Krang as a true force to be reckoned with, but will it be enough to send him back to Dimension X? So here is the main cover, which is actually a wraparound cover. And then we've got a Torrin Clark cardstock variant cover with Kim and April O'Neil. And then we got the Matteo Scalera card stock incentive, which is a very cool image of the mutant Rangers as well as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Rangers. And I can actually pop up all of the covers because I have that somewhere here. Yay for being prepared. Did I save those? We'll find out in a second. Well, here's one. Ooh. They're not the Ranger powers anymore. It's different. Yeah, I didn't save any of this. All right. We'll move on from that. And go to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 107. Written by Melissa Flores and illustrated by Simona Di Gianfelice. A whole bunch of cover artists again. That is a week before on April 19th for $3.99. Zed is more powerful than ever while Grace's second in command keeps a past plan alive, which may provide a cutting edge in the battle with Dark Spectre, or prove to be the Rangers' undoing. Meanwhile, Mistress Vile finds the ultimate use for the Vessel, whose identity finally comes to light. And right here you can see Alpha 1 from the Go-Go Power Rangers series.
Ooh.
With a bunch of Ranger helmets, and I will zoom in to show the other. So a lot of different copied MMPR helmets. This cover has Rangers that are possessed by Dark Spectre, so that's something crazy. And then we get the Bon Bernardo action figure incentive with Adam, which is very cool.
Oh.
So that is that. And then finally, this is an advanced solicit for this June, the hardcover edition for Go-Go Power Rangers Book 2 Deluxe Edition with Kim on the cover. You had Jason on the cover of the Volume 1. That is on sale June 7th. 528 pages. This completes the Go-Go Power Rangers edition, and it also has a brand new short story by Sean Pryor, who did Lifted of Gods and Thieves, and who is a huge Power Rangers fan, who has now become a comic writer. So congrats to him. And then George Cambaldals. So that's the artist. So brand new short story. There's a bunch of short stories that are exclusive only to the hardcovers that kind of tie into the overall themes of what's going on in the comics. So this collects Go-Go Power Rangers 17 through 32 and Go-Go Power Rangers Forever Rangers special one-shot. 528 pages. It is a thick issue. I do have the first volume for Go-Go Power Rangers, and it is just as large of a volume and looks great on the shelf with all the other hardcovers. So that is it. So I'm going to switch scenes once again to our split screen. And yeah, comics.
Yeah.
Yuck.
So we got...
I just started reading issue 1 of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic.
Nice.
So I feel like I don't know what's going on. So it's fine.
Cool. And you know what I just did? I just closed all my tabs for everything else. So that's great.
Oh no.
No.
Recently closed. Come
Well,
on.
here,
Google.
while we're
I can restore
stalling
the
for
window.
time.
No, I got it.
Okay. Well,
Technology.
Mayor asked a question in chat.
Oh, sure.
And she asked, has the format of the podcast match what you expected / planned when you first started? Has anything changed since you started, and anything you felt didn't work?
That is a good question. I think we've pretty much stuck with the format because I essentially stole the format from the other podcast I did with my good friend Aaron, Starfleet Escape podcast. So really good intro, news, and then a main topic. And then what I added and what was the original goal for Ranger Command was always a focus on Ranger Nation, whether we bring someone from Ranger Nation into like to interview them or do a highlight on them. But mainly we ask questions on our Twitter, which is our, most popular social media. And we just put a question out there. We get a ton of responses back. Thankful to, everyone who is able to do that. So, we just want to help give a voice to the fandom. And, that's why we do the live streams. That's why we answer your questions. That's why we take your feedback. So, and that's always been our mission. What was the second part of that question?
Anything that we felt didn't work.
Didn't work. Well, Chris would say it was the crossovers, but our technology
half the time didn't work.
No, I mean, Chris jokingly said the crossovers, but I think those have been the most fun part in the early days of Ranger Command. And I do want to bring something like that back. It's just the past couple years have just been so crazy, and I've had not a lot of time to plan something like that. But I think this year we're going to return to doing a lot of fun stuff.
And I have been, full disclosure, working on another Lost episode.
Oh.
You've heard it here first, folks.
And it's not anything Eric would have to edit, hopefully.
Thank God.
I'm not going to do that to you again.
It was actually those editing sessions when I do the crossovers and like the skit stuff. Those are actually the most fun for me to edit because I love finding.
Okay.
I'm
My
just
script
saying.
will have extra editing in it now.
Nice. Nice.
You want all the editing, you're going to get it.
You said you liked it.
I think it'd be fun if we had I've noticed in the past few months to a year that I kind of feel like we're the old guard in a way.
Yeah.
Like we've been at this a very long time, and there is this fantastic new class of content creators for Tokusatsu for Power Rangers. And I'd love to have some of them on as guests to talk about how they're tackling content creation from their perspective versus
I actually have a few already talking in the works behind the scenes. So
wonderful.
Oh, awesome.
I'm ahead of the curve and I don't even know it yet.
Yeah. So I have talked to a couple people end of last year that kind of give them a heads up of what's happening. So we will definitely have some more Ranger Nation spotlights and all of that. Some amazing.
And Vaughn said he's about to join in if his roommate is quiet. So.
Okay, I guess we can talk about that. If my roommate is doing quiet during The Last of Us, I need to watch that second episode later tonight.
I didn't play the games. I feel like I should.
I never
watch the show,
No. I never played the games. I never played the games.
Okay.
All of the reviewers are saying that the show is like a direct copy of the game. So I never have to play the game. I can just watch the show.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Is it like scary though? Because I'm not like too into scary stuff.
The first episode isn't like they show
I feel like
kind
it's
of
definitely more tense than scary.
Yeah, I would say that. Because the first episode.
I say that as I enjoy the Purge movies and Criminal Minds, I say I don't like scary things.
This is definitely less scary than the Purge, I think. So.
I mean, listen, I'll get my fix of Pedro Pascal escorting a small child through dangerous territory when The Mandalorian comes out in a few weeks. So.
I guess everyone. Okay.
Oh, shout out to Josh Moore. He just popped in the chat for a bit.
Yo,
hey, Josh.
Nice. So a little Pedro Pascal sidebar. No, I've been watching his interviews for The Last of Us, and I guess so many people are like hot that he's a daddy or something, and like all these roles.
Oh my god!
And people are calling him daddy, and he's just like leaning full into it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm daddy, I guess." So yeah.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with him being a father. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, so AP, I think, cut that.
Cut that.
Oh no.
No, I think AP, I think. I watched the whole first episode. There's like no zombie in it except like you see a couple when things are like first happening.
Yeah, I just don't like super gross stuff. Like I guess I'm okay with scary, just not like nasty scary is what I mean. So. Or is it nasty? Am I going to not enjoy this?
It's not nasty because the zombie infection, it's based on a real fungus called cordyceps, which takes over ants. Like that's the whole basis of this particular zombie group. So
it's like plant body.
You've heard it here first, folks. We're now a Last of Us podcast.
Yeah.
Well, we need the Power Rangers to fight them in the future.
I thought we were the Pascal Power Hour.
I mean...
That works. I mean...
We'll talk Mandalorian, we'll talk Last of Us.
Wait,
we can watch
what was our April Fool's idea? Because James cut that out of our last episode. Wasn't it like a Fortnite podcast or something?
I think it was.
I think
we're
it
doing
was.
a Fortnite thing this year.
And now we're telling everybody. It's fine.
It's an exclusive.
You guys didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that. Okay, Vaughn, just shoot me like a Skype or shoot me a message on Twitter.
Oh man.
Whenever you're ready. And then I'll let you can I think I can just send the invite. Hold on.
Yes, he was Long. That's absolutely true.
What happened?
Oh my gosh.
Baby Pedro Pascal was in the season 4 premiere of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
The worst season of Buffy. He was in that.
Yeah. That clip came up on my TikTok For You page today as I was cooking my lunch, and I was like, oh, really? TikTok, I'll scroll while I cook. And it's, Pedro Pascal is a 24-year-old on Buffy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's crazy. Actually, I can send Vaughn the invite. Although, crap, that means I'll need to create a scene to bring him in. Hold on. No, I can do that. I can do that in studio mode, I think.
Zach,
which
just
is
don't
great.
Dance. Zach, you dance, the whole thing just shuts down.
Any more questions before we kind of just like move on?
It's not a question, but I don't want it to get lost in the shuffle of all the other shenanigans going on. But Achilles said someone clipped the "I'm Daddy, I guess." I agree, Achilles. Somebody needs to clip that. That's Eric's bio now. That on Twitter.
I'm Daddy, I guess. I am. Teresa says, "I don't like nasty, scary too." I'm with you, AP.
Thank you, Teresa.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Let me.
And Long says he has a question, and then didn't type the question.
Oh.
Toku bedroom command power hour. That's.
Oh God, what is? No.
That's not even a thing.
I quit. I'm done.
How did we get ourselves onto this topic of conversation?
So I think whenever Vaughn does get in here, let me duplicate this scene real quick.
If a train leaves Chicago traveling east at 80 miles per hour, damn it, Chris.
And then
I don't know. I didn't do math in college. I don't know the answer to that.
I'll have to set it up when he gets
Same.
in here. Teresa says only RJ can call you daddy.
Oh my God.
What is happening?
Ranger Command after hours.
Okay, let me kind of move past the comics or whatever. Oh wow. Well, I didn't really have. Well, okay. So mainly we're gonna talk about the 30th anniversary. Is Vaughn in here? I think he is.
Is he?
Oh, I sent an invite. It says 3 of 4 in the call.
Okay.
And I saw. Wait.
Oh man.
Vaughn, if you're in here, speak up. It says 3 of 4 in the call, but I can't.
So he's not in the call, but he is invited to the call.
Yeah, because I saw like a little Ranger helmet in part. Like there's an ongoing call, and it's got like a little. I think that's Juo Red. I can't see. It's very small.
I think he's. I mean, yeah, like he's invited, but he just hasn't popped in yet.
Yeah, I think he has to accept it, and then he'll like pop in.
Okay. So we'll get him in here. Oh, hello.
It says 4 of 4.
Come in, Vaughn.
Hello.
I heard a mic.
How about now?
There he goes.
Hey.
There he is.
Wait,
Okay.
did I just screw up? Oh no.
No,
Yeah,
I gotta
it's
try
fine.
to make sure my Yeti is connected, and also if I can hear from things. Give me just 1 second.
Oh no, I lost Zach's cam.
It's fine. It's no big loss.
No, it like ruined my.
Wait,
Fine, I
can
can pick my nose now and nobody sees me. It's fine.
y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can
hear
Vaughn.
you.
Okay, I'm not sure why my camera's not on. I guess my beautiful face cannot be on camera, so oh well.
Don't worry, mine.
Don't
can't
worry,
either.
mine can't
Zach
either.
is like
So it's-
halfway
so
off
it's okay.
screen, it's fine. Now it's just Eric. Now it's tiny Eric. What is happening?
Oh, am I screwing up the? I don't know.
I
man.
probably did. It was probably my fault.
No.
Alright, guys,
Vaughn's getting the full Ranger command right now. It's fine.
It asked me I gotta ask permission to turn on my camera, and I don't feel like doing that, so no. I am doing well. I just
Is
got
it
to spending time with
Eric
family.
is muted again.
Oh, you're muted.
Chris just said dub
disappeared.
Eric.
So Chris said dub Eric someone.
Burgundy Ranger says you're full screen and muted.
Hi, Keely said Vile always messes up. my
Hello.
screens.
I don't want the starting soon. This is a mess. Hey guys.
Hot Mess Express. Let's go.
Ooh.
It's always me.
No.
They said there he is. Maybe you're back? You're back.
So yeah, you're back.
Okay, I'm back, but Zach's cam. Okay, I'm gonna put Zach in the front. He has
No.
completely disappeared.
That's a terrible idea.
Zach, did you turn off your cam?
No, my cam is on. I assure you.
I can see him.
This is weird. Because now I have a split screen that's like half my room, and there's no Zach.
Like how Kelly says, always Vaughn is always me.
Oh, no.
It says he's. Hold on. Wow, I don't know
Teresa
what's
just said she
happening.
likes the mess.
Hey, that's all you
She
get here
likes
on Ranger Command is one big mess.
The mess anniversary.
Wow, I don't know what's happening. I really don't. I'm gonna go full screen.
He said there's a very small line on me, and it's Zach. I don't know what's happening.
I guess it's just my audio. Okay. Everyone can hear everything, right? If I'm full screen, like we're back. Is that what this is?
Chat sound off. Can you hear Eric, or is Eric muted again? Because this is a show of some kind.
I'm sorry, everybody.
No,
No,
you're
it's
good.
not
You're
you.
good.
No.
It's just been a mess of a night. So yeah.
No, this one's for Hawk because Hawk always sees how rude.
Okay. So
There's
yes, they can hear you, Eric.
there's a line on AP. What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Let me see what's going on. Let me see the stream on my end.
Oh my God! It like made Zach huge. Hold on.
Already was.
No,
so.
I don't. What is okay? I'm gonna just remove this. Hold on. No, because I'm in studio mode, and when I'm in studio mode, I can. Are you sure you want to remove Zach Cam? Yes.
They hear everybody, but only see Eric. So
Yeah, they only see your face.
That's meant to be because no one can see anyone
by
else
design.
right now.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. NDI source. Hey, you guys want to get like a crash course in? Wow. Zach, I don't know what the hell happened to your camera. It's gone. It's
Cool.
like completely gone.
At least I
I'm gonna head out.
No. Don't head out.
No, okay.
I've just got like this huge like line. This is weird. Okay. Guys, you're watching like the complete breakdown of my sanity.
After 9 years, I mean, it's bound to happen.
See, it's just... Wait, hold on.
You're just lucky you to see it live.
Zach.
Wait, hold on. I got that's the frame. That's Zach's camera. So I can put you on full stream. Okay. So I can switch him out. Okay, so I can
Hi.
screen. He's gone. So if I add the NDI source of Zach's cam,
All right.
it's just gone.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Let me try something. Let me see if I leave.
Don't leave. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
No.
If Zach wants to talk, I'll give him the full thing.
I mean,
That's
they can
fine.
hear me. They don't need to see me. It's fine.
And
Okay, I just
apparently
don't want it
Eric
to be
is
my
muted
face.
when Zach was full screen, Eric was muted.
Yeah.
Because it keeps changing my settings. So
Oh, ew.
all right,
Yeah.
cool. We're
Oh,
just gonna
go
leave it
OBS.
at my face, I guess. Who knows? Maybe I'll take an intermission and I'll try to figure this stuff out.
Now it's just Zach. I don't.
No. Yeah.
Now it's
The
Eric.
stream is delayed like a few seconds behind us talking. So.
Yeah.
Oh my
Anyways.
gosh. Hi.
Okay, hi. Let's start over. That was a complete mess. Hi,
Let's
Vaughn.
talk about what we're here for.
Yes. Okay, so this has been like a week in the fandom. And the main things that happened this week was mainly on Tuesday. So we got the big 30th anniversary reveal, and we'll talk about that all later. And so we got the 30th anniversary reunion. There's like a cast, a cast like reunited special like 2-minute clip on YouTube. Showed a lot of the behind the scenes of the 30th anniversary reunion once and always. And we found out that that's coming out on April 19th. Amazing. Like, incredible. We had pictures of the rad bug, everything. Like, and we'll talk all about that later. And that was a little bit before the Hasbro fan stream, which was supposed to be for the 30th anniversary and some other news and Lightning Collection, which we can all talk about later. but the big reveal and you know why Vaughn is here, because it sparked you know, an important conversation in the fandom, and I don't think that people took it seriously, or they took it the wrong way based on people's reactions. So what happened with Cosmic Fury, which is the 3rd season of Power Rangers Dino Fury, is that we got the final reveals of the costumes. And at first it was the illustration, so we got to see Red, and then Black, and then this new Ranger, which is called the Zenith Ranger. So then we actually got a clip of all of them on set in costume. The big surprise was that Amelia is now the Red Ranger, even though she still has her Kylo powers. Pink has turned to red. She is the new Red Ranger. And they specifically said that she is now the leader for Cosmic Fury. Zato has costume was revealed. He's still got the cape, but his is more of like, what did he call it, Vaughn? It's like champagne.
We call him the Champagne Poppy Ranger.
Champagne Poppy. Here we go. So they announced that Zato is the Zenith Ranger. So Zenith in astrology terms, or, you know, astronomy terms, means a celestial body that is at its highest point in its orbit. And just the term zenith in general means when something is at its most powerful or most superior. And he has a new color, which is kind of like this weird beige, like Vaughn said, champagne color. So, Vaughn, I want you to explain what is going on, because there was a real divide in the fandom and people arguing with each other. And I want you to give context of what we're talking about and what everything kind of devolved into, because it got nasty with some fans, like really, really nasty. And for me, the biggest stress of my week was seeing like all this excitement and people turning it real nasty. And I'm like, can we just have a conversation? Can we have like a serious discussion instead of people turning on each other? And, you know, I think you feel the same way, but I'm going to let you explain this a little bit.
Okay. So pretty much what happened on Tuesday after pretty much the whole fan stream was pretty much a conversation about Black leaders and Power Rangers, mainly when it comes to like seasons that you have them as leaders, and the show try to lose focus on them a majority of the time. And we kind of saw, because that first was having an example as well with Cosmic Fury, because in Dino Fury we had Zato as the Red Ranger, and then now from Cosmic Fury we saw that now Amelia is going to be both the Red Ranger and the leader. For one, we're happy that she's the Red Ranger. We're legit happy that we had a female Red Ranger. That's one thing that I want to clear up. We're happy. We're not angry or whatnot. But we have noticed a pattern between when it comes to Black leaders, and I'm going to say Black leaders because when people say Black Reds, sometimes for some reason it feels a little bit weird when they say Black Reds. But when it comes to Black leaders, either the show lose focus on them, or pretty much their role as a leader it goes down a little bit. So, for example, right now we have Amelia now being a leader, but now Zato following this special role. Even though Simon said that he had a special role, but he never really explained what that special role is. And of course, Russell Curry said that he's happy to be able to serve on Amelia's team. So I'm not sure. We're not really sure like what that clarity is. We just need more context about like what's going on. But it came to a conversation where we saw patterns between, for example, when we talk about TJ, we talk about talk about Jack. I'm about to say Zach, but we mean Jack. Scott, Devin, and pretty much it led that conversation about like how those shows had them as leaders, but sometimes the show doesn't really give them that much focus. For example, with TJ, we talked about how TJ pretty much came in a role after Tommy. Tommy pretty much chose him as his next predecessor to be the leader of the team. But then when it came to his space, Andros became like pretty much the leader of in space, because for one, he's used to space, but it pretty much led TJ to not really get that much focus at all in when it comes to like in the show. Yeah, he had like a few episodes. Yeah, he had cool episodes in his space, but you don't really see him hold that much leadership roles unless Andros is gone or Andros is doing his own mission. Another example is pretty much with Jack in the SPD, how pretty much Jack, when he was the Red Ranger, it pretty much felt like he was just there just to help out Sky. Okay. And I love SPD. SPD is my second favorite season. But yeah. I also saw my favorite, and I also saw like the issues with that. But the main conversation led into like this new Hasbro era, because we talk about Devin, and now we're talking about Zato, and also Scott. I forget about Scott. Sorry, RPM is another one. We'll talk about that one later. But mainly with Devin, Devin Daniels, if you don't know, that's Red Beast Morpher's Ranger. And pretty much in that season, he had a little bit of focus, but it mainly led to, but the main focus of that show was mainly between Nate and Steel and the whole Evox Vengeance, spoiler alert, sorry. It just pretty much showed like when it comes to that leadership roles, those particular Reds, those black leaders don't really get that much focus because we look at examples of like about like KC from Jungle Fury. We look, for example, at Nick from Mystic Force. Those seasons were very strong. Seasons that pretty much focused on those Reds, and especially Mystic Force. That was a very Nick focused season. But when it comes to those other seasons, we just really didn't feel like, hey, why is this person not really given that much leadership, and like not leadership, but mainly like that focus on the show. And these are great characters, but we just seem like sometimes those are like the same patterns, and we want pretty much that Simon to pretty much to understand, like we need to like more conscious about like how Zato is affected. We want to know like why Zato. People say he got demoted, but why Zato doesn't have like a strong focus now? That's one thing.
Right.
So this is
just one thing real quick. I got split screen to work. So Zach, you're back on the stream. So I think we're just gonna keep this set up. I'm not changing anything anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
So Vaughn, you're all good. You're all good, man. Okay. Keep going.
All right. So it pretty much led to like a whole conversation on Twitter, especially like people on Twitter like Lupin J, Tay from Legion of Boom. Shout out to Tay because he was holding down the account so much, and then like other people like Jinsaku, like pretty much a lot of black, a lot of people of color, black fans that wanted to have that conversation. And people really thought that when it comes to these seasons, we're thinking that, oh, we're not excited about a female Red. Why are you trying to ruin this moment for Amelia? But I'm like, no, we're not ruining anything. We just want to talk about like patterns that we have seen, because in all honesty, we really care about Power Rangers. We love the franchise. We've been watching it since we were children, and we just wanted to just like address some of the issues. Like some of the things that we've been seeing in the patterns, and then for some reason there are a couple of fans that took it the wrong way.
Yeah, and I think at one point it got to the point where there were people making these burner accounts just to harass like the black fans in Power Rangers, and come on, it's like as a fandom, like just even as like Power Rangers. I mean, this kind of stuff isn't acceptable. It's horrible, and just the harassment that I've seen the past few days, and I think it's important. As someone like all three of us hosts, we're white people, and I feel like I had no seat at that table to even discuss it, and that's the appropriate response. Like, this is not my fight. Like, it's my job to listen. It's my job to support. And I'll be honest, when this first came out, I didn't know, I wasn't really understanding what the issue was. And, after hearing people explain it, and, like the examples, like SPD, like, Jack giving up his role, and then it just goes to Sky, who is like just a white person. And that kind of thing where it seems like, and TJ is that strong example where, and Andros was already like the red of that season, but I think people love TJ more because in Space his character grew, yet he was still seen as like second in command. So which is a downgrade from being leader in Turbo, and I totally get that. And that's another thing. It's like it brought up all these questions and discussions about, does red even mean being the leader? And we've seen many examples in the history of Power Rangers where that's not the case. Delphine was the leader of the Aquitian Rangers. Jen was the leader of Time Force. And I think that's where, people are conflating red with leader. And traditionally that is the case. But, I think that's why, some people mistook that change in Zato as a demotion, if that makes sense. And, some people arguing like, oh, well, he's Zenith Ranger. That means he's the most powerful. He's the most God. He's like God or whatever. And, some people could see that as a mentor role. But even in Power Rangers, the mentor is not the leader, if that makes sense. So, is that part of the crux of it too? Like, because he has been the focus, and him and Amelia are really strong, important characters in the narration of Dino Fury, but. It's really about Zato and Ion. They lost a whole planet. Like the entire story structure is based on their struggles with being leaders in their own right, being Knights of Ravcon, taking that responsibility for the Sporix beasts, this long 65 million year battle, and in the second season discovering their planet's destroyed and having to deal with those issues. And then, now Amelia comes out to be also one of their people. So, like, I feel like with this Cosmic Fury, like, even in the last episode of Dino Fury, yes, he came back. He came back from the dead. He was that Ghost Ranger or whatever they're calling that suit. And we don't know the story for Cosmic Fury. But they specifically said in those tweets, like you said, specifically Amelia is red, she's the leader. And then,
that's correct.
And then Chris has a great point. It doesn't help when everyone on the Cosmic Fury production side, Amelia is Red Ranger and leader, and Simon Bennett lumping this conversation into a negativity comment about fans not liking Cosmic Fury.
Yeah, because when I saw that, I remember seeing his post. When he said that, I'm like, I was looking at this. I was talking to everybody else, like I was talking to pretty much everybody in Legion, because we were pretty much heavily discussing it. We really weren't trying to be negative. Like, we weren't trying to point out the negatives of the season. The season ain't come out yet. How are we gonna be negative with a season that we haven't seen yet?
Exactly.
We're just pretty much talking about like things that we see and we want to talk about it, because and also like it behind the scenes as well. Cause I know somebody mentioned that too. Pretty much, there's not a lot of people of color in that writing staff. I believe there's only one.
Maya Thompson, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. But she wasn't in the picture that we saw when
Right.
somebody pulled that up like a few days ago. We pretty much we just pretty much people to just understand where we're coming from. Just have like a conversation, have the discussion, not just saying, "Oh, you don't like my." People are like, "Oh, you had two black Red Rangers for the past like 4 years now. Is now our turn." I'm like, what is this conversation about?
Right.
We weren't even trying to mention that. Like, some people say like, "Oh, you should be grateful that that you had so much representation like in the past 4 years." I'm like, what? I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense, because we don't like, look, it's Power Rangers. It's always supported diversity since day one.
Right.
Like,
right.
It pretty much means that we just wanted to see a bigger, grander role, like a bigger, fleshed out role for a black leader, just to make sure that he has like a lot of time being able to help serve his team and be able to help out his team, not just somebody that's to just serve in the less focus. Because honestly, if anybody wrote a show, everybody in the team should have equal focus in the Power Rangers team. Like, everybody should have like equal amount of focus when it comes to that, especially when it comes to the leaders. So it just pretty much led to conversation about like people not understanding. Because I know that there's also there's a good amount of also black fans too that don't probably see the issues sometimes, and that's fine, because we want to have that conversation too. And we just want people to understand. We just want to have a conversation. We're all fans. We all love Tokusatsu. We all love Power Rangers, and we're all in it. We're all in it for a reason, and we want just to make sure that everybody has equal opportunity, especially when it comes to black characters, especially when it comes to LGBT character, I don't want to mispronounce the acronym. Yeah. I do apologize. Just pretty much anybody that represents a different entity, a different diversity for a team. We just want we just really want equal opportunity and equal representation.
And that's so I want to focus back on the chat. So Andre Asante said, this is why representation behind the camera matters too. When you're outside of a demographic, you have blind spots and won't know it. You need diversity to avoid those pitfalls. Writers, producers, etc.
Yeah, that is great. That is great. Yeah, because when it comes to that, it just explores like different types of storytelling. And just look for examples. Look at Dino Fury. Like, Dino Fury, I gotta support Izzy game. Look at Izzy. Izzy had a lot of great representation throughout Dino Fury, and honestly, she's like one of the MVPs of Dino Fury for me. Like, she grew a lot, and just seeing the way that she affected the whole fandom and everything, like the whole positivity, that's great. Like, that's really amazing, and I really am happy that that story was be able to unfold for Izzy when it comes to her sexuality and everything else, because it took a lot of amazing storytelling. But now we just want everybody to have like equal representation. That's all we want.
And circling back, Andre also said, that's responding to Chris, that's another issue. I'm more bothered by how people respond to a mistake, referring to Simon Bennett, than the mistake itself. If you can't acknowledge the weakness, then you can't grow. He also said, if you're one of few POC, if not the only, you're also less likely to feel comfortable shaking the table in the writer's room. Even if you do, everyone may not get it because it just seems like a personal issue, which is why more POC writers are needed beyond one. More LGBT writers too, and minority. You need the different viewpoints. And Toku Chris said, for non-POC fans, our job is to listen during these conversations, not insert our opinion. And I think, Twitter being one of the most opinionated spaces on the internet, I think it really got out of hand, and people taking these conversations in directions that it wasn't meant to go. And people were being offended, I think, over valid complaints. I mean, not complaints, over valid discussion. And that's the issue, is that people were getting toxic because a group of people said, hey, wait a minute, look at it from this angle and how it makes us feel. And I think it got really toxic. Not from any of your guys' side, because God, Legion has been, Legion and a bunch of, POC fans have really taken up this conversation and have been doing the heavy lifting. And that's why when talking about this, I didn't want it just to be the three of us. I reached out to Tay on Legion. I said, is literally anyone from Legion available to do this? And I know, Vaughn, you had, a family engagement that came up today, and you said you weren't able to make it. And that's why I reached out to Tay again. I'm like, if no one from, the Legion side, can I at least read y'all's comments? The tweets regarding the issue, because I just wanted that voice represented. So I'm really happy that you've been able to join us for this and talk about this.
Sure, no problem. I'm happy to be able to thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for just inviting me. Inviting pretty much all of us just to have this conversation, because for one, we couldn't do it without our allies, our supporters, just pretty much all our friends, because we all love Power Rangers, we all love Tokusatsu. We just want to make sure that we all just love this one big old franchise. Pretty much like you said, I just have to shout out Tay, especially when it comes to the Legion account, because he was going through. There was a lot of comments on those posts, and he managed those as much as he can, and he tried to make sure that he did it in a very neutral side for everybody to have a good understanding. Like you said, there's some people that take a while to be able to fully understand it. Sometimes people really don't, and I'm just proud of Tay for just doing that, because I know how much busy his life is and how he wants to do it. So I got to shout out Tay for this. Nightmare, I got to shout you out as well for just sharing your opinion, sharing your thoughts and ideas, because for one, Nightmare, we also look up to you. Legion do look up to you. I've been a fan of yours, and I've been a fan of yours for a very long time. I just want to say just thank you, just sharing everything, especially when it comes to a woman in color. Just thank you for just being a positive representation of people of color overall. So got to shout you out. Andre in the chat, thank you for pointing those out too, because without people having those conversations and everything else, we got to make sure that people understand. So thank you, Andre. Toku Chris, man, I have to thank you for just letting us just be heard and letting us just express ourselves. Just thank you for just giving us opportunity just express how we feel, just being able to be a listening ear. So I have to thank you, Chris, man. I owe you a drink sometime soon. And also especially all three of y'all, Zach, AP, Eric. I gotta thank you all for just giving us opportunity.
Of course.
I'm definitely giving you drinks. Zach, you already know I owe you a drink too after.
No. See, I owed you a drink at Ranger Stop, but we're good. We're square on that, man. As far as I'm concerned. But like Eric said, we recognize that we are very white voices in this fandom that don't need to comment on the situation. We want to take our platform and elevate the voices that need to be heard. And Legion, Vaughn, you guys, you needed your voices to be heard a little bit louder, and that's why Eric extended that invite, and that's why we're always happy to help you guys out. And I'm echoing apparently according to chat. So
oh no, not again! Why can't I figure this out?
Because technology hates us.
Oh, I know. Here.
Yeah. Okay. But Vaughn and I had a talk at Ranger Stop kind of about this stuff, and where I had said to him, it was me and him hanging out having a drink with J-Man, Josh, and I said, listen, when I call you brother, I'm not like affecting speech. It's not like me saying, brother, you're my brother. You are someone who I have been a friend with in this fandom for a long time. You are someone I consider chosen family, that I say, hey, I want to hang out with Vaughn. I want to talk to Vaughn. Vaughn is my brother. It is not, it's not this sort of thing of affecting a way of speaking or anything like that. Like I sincerely consider Vaughn a very good friend, and when this stuff happened, I was like, nope, I'm just gonna stay out of it because it's not my place, and I'm gonna let Vaughn say his words of peace, and that's it. That's all that needs to be done.
Yeah, because I got really tired of it, especially when people are just mocking, like people that actually support him. Because the main post that I saw was somebody trying to call out Thomas Jujubee, saying like Thomas Jujubee was racist, and it was one of the troll accounts too that was talking about that because Thomas blocked him, Thomas is racist. And when I saw that, I'm like, come on now, Thomas, it's Thomas. I'm like, come on, man. I had to just say something because it bothered me a lot because there are people that are trying to support this cause, and people are trying to mock this when it comes to like making these fake accounts, making fake Twitter posts. Ooh, that bothered me last night.
Yeah. Now batting, Mike Piazza. Sorry. You always got to throw.
Oh, you know what? That's why.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Okay,
So now Eric is muted.
Yeah, say now you're muted, Eric.
Yeah, now Eric mute.
Okay, this should be fine. Hello?
Okay, are we all fine here now?
I think so because one of the problems was Zach's audio was, even though I pulled a camera, it created like a whole scene and he was echoing.
They said everything's good now.
Okay, good.
All right, sorry about that. It's been a crazy night. I do want to highlight another thing that Andre said. He said the thing a lot of people miss is no one is mad about a female red. Replacing Zato opened the door for a woman. Or open a door for women's issues versus black issues, which wasn't the point and became reductive. Unintentionally pitting two groups against each other that way is one of the blind spots that he mentioned earlier. Yeah. So,
and I'm not trying to derail the conversation either when I say this, but I just wanted to say I think there were some people who were against a female red, and there were maybe multiple horrible conversations happening at once in the fandom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then someone at some point thought that they were the same conversation.
I think, I think agreeing to your point, AP, I think people were, those awful misogynistic people were co-opting that,
that discourse
conversation, and saying like, oh, hey, we can project our ideals onto this and have this be like, we can have more allies, and no, you don't have more allies. Nobody thinks like you do. Go outside, touch grass.
And I want to bring this up just a little bit, just to make sure that people understand where I'm coming from.
Absolutely.
I grew up in a single parent household. My mom helped raise me. My mom helped both raise my sister and me. And I pretty much grew up with like majority.
God bless her, and God bless all the single mothers out there that are doing the work, because that is a really tough job.
Same. I come from an all-female household too. My mom raised me, my grandma, my little sister.
So it really didn't make any sense because, for one, I had both my mom. I had my sister, and I had my grandma. As a lot of people did know, I did lose my sister in October, and my sister left behind 4 kids. And now it's pretty much my mom and my grandma and pretty much the whole family taking care of these kids. And majority of my family, like I said, is women. So pretty much I always saw women as leaders since day one. When it came to all of this. So I'm not sure where people are trying to say like, oh, I guess some of these black fans don't really like women leaders. I'm like, no, that's not the thing we're trying to say. Because for one, we want to make sure, for one, that if there's a red leader, it's going to be a full-time red leader as a woman. It's going to, and we really want to support that, because I have two nieces from my sister, RIP to my sister, that that's one of them do still watch Power Rangers. But she never tells me that. But I find out beforehand, afterhand. But seeing that there's going to be a female Red will pretty much impact both those two nieces of mine, because me and my sister used to watch Power Rangers together until she got older, and then now I want to make sure that that my two nieces have something, just to make sure they see a leader, because for one, their mom is not there anymore, but as well as two, that they can just they have an influence like what they can do in their lives in the future. Because it's hard. It's a hard conversation to still have, just to see like, hey, their mom is not there, but we want to make sure that that they see like there's positivity of like being a woman leader and just being able to have an influence. So I'm very joyed to see Amelia become the Red and also the leader of the team. But I just want to see like how they'll explain it within the show in Cosmic Fury.
100%.
That's another thing too. Like we do have like, I'm sure that once the show airs, we'll get all of the context. But right now we're just waiting for it. We don't have the context.
And it's right now, I think it's a lot of bad perception. It doesn't look good. And nobody from the show is acknowledging that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I just feel like a lot of it is them ignoring.
Is that The Last of Us in the background? Sorry.
Yes, that's my roommate yelling at The Last of Us. Yes.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Long Toys and Chet says, who would have thought we would long for the days of just having the triplets nonsense?
Okay, hold on. Speaking of Chet, I do want to highlight some things before that are relevant. So, Andre Asante said, "True AP, it got messy, things got conflated, and some people jumped on to push toxic points." Toku Chris said, "The fact that the conversation of black issues versus women issues is happening in Power Rangers today just proves even Power Rangers, as inclusive as it is, still has work to do overall." Nightmare 10 said, "This does explain to a degree the lumping all together as negativity. I've only been seeing one aspect of the discussion." She also said, "I'm sorry for your loss, Vaughn." And we all are. Teresa said, "I'm overjoyed that finally there's a first permanent female Red Ranger. It's hard to be a female in general, but it's hard to be a female who is also a person of color." Teresa said, "In real life recently, I still get the look just because I'm Asian, so I understand." Andre said, "The way this was handled by the production put an unfortunate stain on what could have otherwise been a celebration of a woman as the leader." And Teresa said, "PR fans should probably watch Sesame Street again." Which also is a long-running franchise that tackles these issues.
Yes, they do. Oh, they really do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Vaughn, is there anything that we need to speak on for this? I mean, this is a huge conversation that should not, it should be an open conversation. I just want to know if there's anything that we haven't covered or, anything that we haven't talked about yet regarding this.
Aside for the trolls that are making fake posts of like fans, I don't want to talk about that, because that really did bother. Like I said, that really did bother me last night, because they made a fake post that they said that I made, but that's not my voice. Everybody knows my voice. Overall, I just feel like we just need to have these conversations, especially in a fandom. Because yes, we love a show that has like color explosions, people in colored suits, evil space aliens, but there's also a matter of fact that we can talk about topics of like race in the show. That Time Force did it, and just being able to have those conversations about like how we can have those conversations, because and the whole Simon Bennett thing, I wish he can bring it up and try to understand where everybody's coming from with this and not lumping it to like negativity.
And then
Because
just, Simon drowning out that conversation and those points with just retweeting positive posts.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that he had like, cause he interacts, but I wish he interacts more, cause he did respond to a Legion post, but was something that wasn't really hitting on what Legion was talking about or what Tay was saying. So it just leaves a stain on it. But I really do hope that Simon does say something like in the next coming days about like what he has seen or anything else, because we already know Cops of Fury is pretty much stopped writing. So hopefully he can bring it up, and then if not, we can still continue those conversations, because even though this conversation lasts for a week, we can still talk about it for a very, very long time.
Exactly. And I think this should be an open conversation. I just want to highlight a couple of Legion's posts, and if you go to the Legion of Boom's profile in their media section, you can come across these because they're screenshots. But the first one was, Power Rangers has had 2 black-red leaders for the last 2 shows, 4 people of color for the last 4 shows, 8 years. Being the Red Ranger and leader is the highest honor and most significant role you can play in Power Rangers. So while it doesn't apply to all, there's black fans who have an issue with how black Red Rangers are handled in Power Rangers. Legion being primarily black members and having a lot of black supporters from the fandom, I chose to speak on the topic to let them know that someone understands them. Even if I don't agree with everything being said, someone is listening. They're not trying to diminish the hype for the first ever full-time female Red Ranger, and we're just as excited as everyone else. This is something we've all wanted alike. Again, there's fans who don't like how black Red Rangers are handled. You may not agree, and that's fine. I just hope that this conversation continues. It can go a different route, and people take the time to understand one another. So I think that really sums it up, and I just want to say, thank you to just the Legion for keeping it real with the fandom, and I'm sure you guys had a lot of discussions privately in chat, and I know Tay, primarily leading that account, and posting from that account. I just want to make sure he's okay, right? Like he's all good.
Oh, he's fine.
Okay.
He's fine. We had like Legion. We talk on Saturdays. Like we watch Superhero Time. He's fine. He okay. He's fine. He was trying. he was trying to find food as well while we're having a conversation. So it was him trying to make sure that he finds something to eat.
Yeah. But I just want to make sure he's good, because I know how draining the fandom can be. I mean, I've had quite the week myself, and it's just yeah.
Knowing what Tay does for a living, he's fine.
Okay.
He can pretty much drain out Power Rangers, but it can be a long conversation, and people were having like conversation about this in Twitter Spaces until like 5 a.m. like on Thursdays and Friday mornings. I don't want to talk about that because I was not in there. I was asleep. But I want to just pretty much shout out everybody in Legion. I want to shout out Tay. I want to shout out Ginga Herb. I want to shout out Carl. Ro, if Ro's still here, even though he's not a part of Legion, he's always part of the Legion family. Yeah. Sentai 5, John, everybody. Just being able to have those conversations is just a blessing. And then anybody that's outside of Legion, so like Lupin J, Jin Saku, pretty much any black Toku PR fan, Nightmare. Sorry for getting about you, Nightmare. I really do apologize for that. We really just appreciate just having those conversations and just being able to express ourselves, because we're all black, we're all fans. We all love the same things. I just want to see somebody fight monsters in a colored suit. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and I think that's like we said, that's the conversation that has to continue, and we don't know the whole context of Cosmic Fury yet because it isn't out. And and Nightmare said that you're good, no worries. So
okay,
yeah, you're good. And maybe that's something that is a conversation that has to be revisited once Cosmic Fury is out there, because depending on how they handle this, we could be praising Cosmic Fury or we could be trashing the season, depending on what they do. And we'll get to that crossroads when we get to it, but I think having an ongoing conversation, because racism isn't going away, and that's something that we all have to consciously fight in our lives. We have to fight racism, and I think what people who are white need to listen instead of speaking or using a platform of any kind to elevate voices that are less privileged or less heard. So I just want to say, Vaughn, I'm really glad that you were able to come on tonight. So maybe our whole technical issues for the first 20 minutes, maybe that was the blessing in disguise that we needed.
The silver lining.
Thanks, I really do appreciate it. I also want to thank my family too for having to just invited me to. Well, my grandma provided me for dinner, and just I just needed to, like, that was needed just to have like a little small break from everything that was happening on Twitter. So I really do appreciate my family for just still being united, still being able to talk about everything, and also just being able to love each other no matter how much struggles that we went through. But yeah, and also my PR family, my Toku family, just thank you all. I don't know, and I don't want to, and I gotta make sure y'all. I gotta make sure I leave because this is y'all celebration. We want to celebrate y'all, so I just want to thank Ranger Command Power Hour for just having this platform, being able to do this for so long, and just being able to be a fan of the show, but also a friend of the show. So I really want to thank all three of y'all for just having this platform. It's really needed.
Like I said, your family, Vaughn. Ranger Stop 2023 at 3. Let's do this.
2022? That already happened. You had
did
fun.
2022. We got to do 2023 now. Listen, we had some good drinks. It was really good whiskey.
And
I'll be at 2023 too, so.
Okay, now I need to make this happen. I
gotta see if I go to the Orlando one, because I'm definitely going to the Atlanta one. I danced too much in the Ranger Stop Atlanta one, so we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, everyone in the chat is thanking you, Vaughn, for showing up. So really appreciate you. I'm glad that we were able to highlight this discussion, because it's been a week, and I hope we can all maybe relax a little bit in the next week. And I think, let's let cooler heads prevail, but, recognize that these conversations are needed and important.
Yeah.
And we have to recognize, and, I think white fans need to take a step back a bit and really just listen instead of reacting. And I know that's hard on Twitter, because Twitter is all about the algorithm and making people frustrated. So I think just let's try to let cooler heads prevail. And like Teresa said in chat, let's all try to be a little bit more empathetic. So
yeah,
that's it, man.
You don't have to understand exactly what's going on to respect the conversation. So
yeah,
that's true.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't want to stay on for too long, but this is y'all.
We love having you, Vaughn.
Yeah, thanks for joining, man. We really appreciate you.
No problem. And then I'm just gonna say this one Legion thing, and on that note, Legion out.
Thanks, Vaughn.
No problem. Catch y'all later.
All right, see ya.
Take care. In chat, Long's Toy says, I want to go to Orlando this year. Yes, Long, come to Orlando.
Oh, see, Vaughn left. Zach's screen went completely insane.
Oh, yeah. Hang on, let me see if I can get my arm in the.
No, wait. Oh my God! It like super zoomed in. What?
Zach is a
Wow.
I am the top corner of a power morpher.
Wait. Let me see if I can do this live on. What the hell just happened?
Oh, it's like here. It's like that's weird.
Well, yeah, because I originally cropped your video so you could
Zach,
fit in here.
quick, stretch up to the top corner of your screen.
Well, the problem is my own green screen cuts off, so like you can see where the top of the green
Oh my
screen
God.
ends, and it looks like I cut my fingers off.
Oh, Zach's back. I see him. You put him back in the square.
I did.
It's fine.
I was
Yeah.
able to do that.
Why are we
my
in Hollywood
gosh.
Squares all of a sudden?
Gilbert Gottfried for the center square.
You fool!
All right.
Am I aging myself right now? It's fine.
No, that was an appropriate reference. That was
It's
good.
yeah, it's appropriate for all of us. So
The chat's talking about empanadas now. I think.
I don't. Come on, I'm so hungry.
Sorry, I'm sorry, but I don't want to continue the conversation by saying what I'm about to say, but I feel like it is important to say. So I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
I completely lost my train of thought. I am going to just shut that down.
Cut that.
Yes. I was going to say something, and then my mind completely was like, oh.
Don't you love when
no.
that happens and you're just like, I have the perfect thought for, and it's gone. Nope, it is
Yes.
just completely out of there. Stupid brain.
Oh, no, I just want to. Here's what I was going to say. Okay, I pulled up my tweet, and now I remember what I was going to say. I apologize, chat, everybody listening.
It's fine.
I got my thoughts back. It's all good. So,
Yay.
also just the fandom negativity about the suits, the Cosmic Fury suits.
Yes.
So I did speak a bit about fandom negativity over the past couple days, and I was not initially referring to the discussion about Zato, although
Right.
I did touch on that eventually. Not much, because it's not my place to contribute, because I am not a person of color. I did not contribute like a whole bunch to that conversation.
Right.
But I had an issue with the negativity about the suits, because people would not, and pardon my bluntness, they would not shut up about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it. It might not be for you. Nobody's asking you to like it, but it's like, it's a thing. It's done. And personally, the more I looked at them, the more I liked them. They're not perfect, but like, they grew on me. Maybe it's like a fungus. The more time you spend with it, the more it expands.
Bring it all back to Last of Us.
Cosmic Fury, the Cosmic Fury suits are cordyceps. You've heard it here first.
Yeah. But it's like my issue was people were just not focusing on the things that they liked about anything. It just seemed like everybody had an issue with everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying you need to like something. Sometimes people don't like things. You don't even need a reason to not like things. It's okay to just not like a TV show or what a TV show is doing. Like, if it's not bringing you joy, it's okay to let it go too. That's what I did with Arrow. It made me so mad, and then I just stopped watching it. But it's like, it's not that big of a deal. They're suits.
Yeah.
Um,
And I did want to touch upon it a little bit. Just
no, sorry, I just want to continue my thought real
sorry,
quick, and I realize it's like all over the place, and I apologize. But even when I started talking about not being like, just the fandom was being overly negative about it, I continued to get comments about how much people hated the suits. And it just didn't seem to stop. People were like, I hope they CGI it. And I'm like, I didn't ask for your opinion. Like, And I'm not saying that as I don't think you deserve an opinion. I'm saying, like, you're kind of missing my point here.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's like people were looking for issues with everything, and they just weren't, like, every reveal, they were like, had an issue with something, and people weren't enjoying it.
Sure.
And I'm not saying you need, and again, I'm not saying you need to like it. I'm not saying you're not allowed to have concerns, because concerns are valid. But if something doesn't bring you any joy, you don't need to spend time on it.
There's a meme that I think of about stuff like this when it happens. Is it's a guy like starting to voice a negative opinion, and the other guy kind of shuts his mouth and says, "Shh, let people enjoy things."
Yes.
Yes.
And on the same token, it's like it's also okay to let people not enjoy things.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
But
everyone
that
is going to have their
doesn't
different
mean-
tastes.
Like, it doesn't mean that, like, you. So it's like other people are allowed to enjoy things you don't like.
Right.
Just because you hate something doesn't mean that everyone else has to hate it too.
Right, exactly.
And
That's
you
the thing is
don't
everyone
need-
needs to understand that everyone has different tastes.
And if someone's saying how much they like something, you don't need to be in the comments saying that you don't like it.
Right.
Yeah, because no one cares. like if I'm enjoying something, I don't care that you don't like it. Like, stop trying to ruin my joy. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and,
Don't harsh
and-
my mellow. Don't yuck my yum.
And
And-
again, I'm not
yeah.
referring to the Zato thing at all.
No.
No,
let's
just the
not
suits.
let's
We're
not
strictly
conflate
talking-
let's not conflate those two
Strictly
conversations.
talking about the suits. Yeah.
We're purely talking about, like, actual negativity.
I wanted to bring up Mare's comment. She said the promotional photo shoot looked better. I think it was mostly the lighting.
yeah, because
And she also just said, if you consistently look for something negative, you'll find something negative.
Yeah.
And yes,
and we have to remember that the Twitter algorithm from
It feeds on your hatred.
like
Yeah.
that's essentially what it does. So if you keep engaging with the negative, the algorithm's going to show you more of the negative. Like, that's
Exactly.
That's what it is. I just want to give my opinion on the suits. Maybe we can all give our own opinion,
Yeah.
reaction of the suits.
we hate them. They're
No.
terrible.
I actually liked the concept art better than what we got
Yeah.
in person.
Yeah. I can
I
agree
have
with
to
that.
agree with that.
And for me, I know there was a lot of people that didn't even like the concept art. They just didn't like the concept of what they did. And translating that, like, finally seeing the translation of that to real life, and I get it. What they revealed on stream was Hunter's phone. I think it was like a camera that they were just pretending to hold like a phone. But even then, it was on set. It wasn't properly lit. And we've seen like these little promo shoot videos, but even then they're just Instagram videos. And I said something on Twitter where I was like, I just wish, like, at the end of the season or maybe it's coming, but, you know, I want like the whole team suit promotion. Like, I want, you know, those press release images like they always give us of like the white background. Here's the suits on display, like professionally lit, how they're going to look in the show. But at the same time, just from what I've seen, what is there, on the illustrations, opposite of the silver portion on their torso, there was like a different textured fabric on the other side, kind of mirroring it. And it
doesn't come across.
And it doesn't come across in the final version from what I've seen.
Yeah. And also, they just don't seem as vibrant either. Long's choice, he said they look washed out, and that is also true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think they're even using that New Zealand spandex. That's why Zato's gold looks tan again. Or not Zato, Ion's gold looks tan again. And that's what Toku Chris said too. Let's address the elephant in the room. Some of the Cosmic Fury suit hate comes from those who wanted Q Ranger suits brought over. Full disclosure, I do love Q Ranger and I do love the suits, but I just wanted the Q Rangers as Lightning Collection, lol. and that's fair. I know a lot of people, when they announced that it was going to be the Q Ranger Zords, I know a lot of people were excited that a Q Ranger adaptation might be the possibility of their suits as well. And I love those suits. I think they're amazingly detailed Sentai suits. But I understand why Power Rangers did what it did. I was just hoping that those concepts could have been manufactured by Plex in Japan. Because then we would have got, shiny spandex. Those differently colored fabric pieces on the side would have been much more pronounced and much more textured.
There wasn't enough texture.
That's
I think
the thing.
that's what
texture.
a lot of the issue is.
Texture. And I hate those muscle suits. That padded fake abs, those fake pecs, and the fake boobs. That was the worst.
Yeah, it's a little bizarre, and I don't remember who said it on Twitter. If someone does, please throw it in the chat, because I don't want to credit this to the wrong person. But someone said that, like, kind of the reason why the muscles is disappointing is because Power Rangers was always kind of reinforced the idea that anybody could be a ranger.
Yep.
And now it's like, oh, you're a ranger, but you gotta have muscles. Like, it's like a body image situation.
Yeah.
And that's also kind of like a little bit of a weird aspect with it all. It honestly feels like those children's Halloween costumes with the big old, like, the Power Ranger children's Halloween costumes with, like, the weird muscles. It feels like a more professional version of that.
Yeah. Another thing is I hate that the Power Rangers Lightning Bolt, like the brand Lightning Bolt, are on these suits. I hate that it's on the belt. I hate that it's on the morpher. That's supposed to be a brand logo, not a team logo. I'm sorry, but Dino Fury already had a team logo. I don't know why they haven't used that. Like, that's wrong to me.
And I will say, I feel like maybe the reason they didn't do that is like a rights issue. Possibly, like, this is Cosmic Fury. It's not Dino Fury. Maybe that lightning bolt has something to do with just rights to the for the
Ryu
Soldier, like, rights has something tied into that, maybe because they're not using the footage. Maybe they can't use the lightning bolt. I don't know. I feel like maybe that could possibly be part of that. I'm just speculating.
Now Berg said in chat they could have carried over the black vertical bolt from the Dino Fury suits. And that's true. Like, someone did a Photoshop of that, and it just added, like, AP wanted more texture to the suit. It adds more detail, and it makes
more
the suit
contrast. It's like a lot of the suits are plain.
Yeah.
But I'd also wanted to say beyond that, like I said, the more I look at them, the more I do like them.
Sure.
And I feel like they also just give me kind of like space vibes.
Sure.
In general. I mean, full disclosure, I've never really watched Star Trek.
Right.
My apologies, Eric. I'm sorry. I've tried.
I don't care. You can watch it or not. It's like whatever.
But it gives me like the Starfleet uniform vibes. It's kind of like solid color, and like
I can see that, like the solid color, like more like a division type of suit. Yeah. I can definitely.
But there's still something There's still something missing though. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
And let's see. Hold on. Jeffrey Payne said, I get what AP is saying. Outside of the important points made by black fans, it felt like some people were on the hunt for people who were excited for the show /suits and just wanted to rain on them. Andrea Sante said, being a fan of the Arrowverse especially showed me promo pics versus final production makes or breaks a suit.
Yep.
Which is 100%. Teresa said the only ones who can hate the suits are really the actors and stunt actors who have to wear them. Wearing it while doing the stunts is hard. Totally valid. Let's see. Little Adam said anybody can be a ranger. Muscle suits fly in the face of that.
Yep.
Chris said
earlier he said that the tweet that AP mentioned is the one that he came up with.
Oh,
okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to credit it to the wrong person. I knew that I saw it. I did not know where it came from.
Chris said the way the fabric on the suits fits over these weird muscle suits is like how my bed sheet fits over my mattress. Let's see. Teresa said, well, really, though, some actors in real life are buff, but I would love to see someone who is not buff for Power Ranger actors, more realistic to that anyone can be a Power Ranger, just being honest. And I think that's why a lot of fans were excited for Paul Schreier becoming a Ranger with in Hyperforce as the yellow Hyperforce Ranger, and especially in the game, which was the first 3D representation of the character, and just having like big, bulky, not to make a joke on his character, like a big, bulky Ranger is important for fans, who are of a larger stature. And, George has said too, like, it should be important for, someone with a disability to be a Ranger, like a prosthetic, which I guess Javi gets his arm chopped off and now has a robotic arm.
We don't know
what that's about, but I can't wait to find out.
I have no idea what's
going on with Javi's arm.
Also,
Nobody knows.
If there are any prop makers out there in the fandom listening, and you have like a 3D printer and you're thinking about like a Christmas gift for me next year, or this year, I should say, I want an axe. I want that Cosmic Fury axe.
Oh
so
my
bad.
God. It's so awesome. It's so great.
This is my favorite
Guitar axe.
Ranger weapon in a
Amazing.
very long time. I want that guitar axe. If you make an actual guitar, I will learn how to play guitar just to play that axe.
Lightning Collection guitar axe.
Oh my God.
Wallet. Take my wallet, Hasbro.
Yeah, and like Adam said, Zach, I thought you were going to say you want Javi's arm, and that's
I'm gonna
exactly
get
what
that
I thought you were going to say.
Well, I'm gonna get that
It's just like Rocket. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Toku Chris said Bandai in 1993 replace all the stickers on Jew Ranger toys with lightning bolts. Hasbro in 2023. Oh my God, what a great idea. Let's do it on the show too. But speaking of the props, when all of those images were leaking of the not leaking, the cast is posting it, but all those behind the scene videos where they were taking the promo shot pictures and they were interacting with the props. All of the props I've seen, from Izzy's like tiger daggers to the, Javi's axe, and just all of the weapons. I even love the Morpher, if it didn't have that stupid lightning bolt on the side.
Oh, Five's in the chat now.
Sentai
Five, what is up? Thank you for joining. But I do have to give a shout out to the Power Rangers props department, because they do not miss with these original weapons. And I even loved the like mini dino daggers that were in the show. It kept the aesthetic of the Sentai, but making its own version, and I love that.
Yeah.
I'm actually really hyped for Cosmic Fury. I think
there's a lot of possibility, and because it is an all original season, these original suits, which we may or may not look good on camera, who knows?
And original fights.
Yeah, it's all original. We literally do not know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's what's exciting for me.
And who knows what post, visual effects that they might put on the suit. If it is Cosmic Fury, they might, make the suits sparkly in post. They might, they might do something completely different.
Yeah.
So I hate that it's, wait until fall whenever, especially because, we're a podcast, and also Twitter just likes to keep the conversation going. But just from what I've seen, I'm more of a fan of the illustrations than the execution.
Yeah.
And I really hope it's just, more of just a lighting issue. But I just really hate the padded suits. I thought, these are already buff individuals. Can we just, highlight their just normal bodies instead of a fake sculpted whatever?
For real, let's be honest. I mean, Russell Curry does not need that that padded foam suit.
Not at all.
Fatted poem. I made a new word. Let's get rid of the foam padding, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Andre brought up another good point. Having 10 episodes only is a good sign, in my opinion. The story and budget can both be focused where needed.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, we've had 2 seasons with these characters now. We don't need any more backstory, setup, payoff. We have all the backstory.
I mean, backstory couldn't hurt in certain areas.
Sure.
I will say, but we don't need filler. And
no, we definitely don't need any filler.
And I
don't think we're gonna have any with this.
No, yeah. I think Simon was very clear in that stream that it's it's all content, no filler type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and most TV shows now, they only get 10, 13 episodes a season.
That's true.
They're very lucky if they get 22. And most times when you get 22, there is a lot of filler.
Yeah.
So I'm not let down by that.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks that we're only going to get 10 episodes with a full-time female Red.
I should bring up, let's see. I should bring up some of the images. Keep talking. I'm sorry. I should be sharing my screen more.
It sucks that we're only getting 10 episodes of a full-time female Red. That is kind of, it feels like not enough.
Right.
But content-wise,
I mean,
it's like quality over quantity. We're probably going to get more quality in these episodes than we would if it was a full 22 episode season where it's all filler and look, it's just the suit, oh look here, there's going to be more behind it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Andre in chat said, look at what Marvel Netflix can do with 13 episodes, and even then sometimes those are 1 or 2 too many. Efficient writing can make it work.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
So I did post the picture of all the suits.
Yeah.
And see, this is what I mean. And I hope I didn't screw something up in.
Well, let's pause and take a quick chat. Can you guys hear Eric talking?
Can everyone hear me? I swear to God,
yeah.
Because if they can hear me, great. If not, we're gonna have a problem.
Oh man, Sum 41. Yeah, that's a good album pull there, Adam.
So people can't hear me, just to be clear.
They hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They hear you.
All right. So this is my point. So on all of these, and the helmets are different too. There's different flourishes on the helmet. The gold highlights. We've seen it in Izzy's. We see these extra gold highlights. This part of Ion's helmet. But this is where my real issue is. We've got this really cool kind of diamond texture pattern that mirrors the silver portion. And on Amelia's suit, because on her suit, the skirt even has the silver going in a diamond down her skirt. And so the pattern also follows the same on the other side, as you can see here. And, it's also prominent on Javi, where even though he's all black, the texture still comes through on the illustration. And even on Zato, there's just an off-color patch here. And let me see if I can pull up a screenshot. I just got all I thought I had. Cosmic Fury.
I also think it's definitely going to be dependent on the lighting.
Yeah.
I mean, like Mary said with the photo shoot lighting, like you could tell there was that sort of definition or texturization a lot better than you could tell during the the cell phone video footage of the announcement during the fan stream.
So this is from Listen Anyway. So this was the Ghost Ranger outfit with Zato, which was basically just a modified version of the Dino Fury suit. I think he's going to be in that suit for the premiere, and once they get their new powers, it's gone. So there's like a studio shot of it, which, I do love that they continued the silver arm here, from the rest of the suit. And then here's a shot of Javi's robot arm. No idea what that's about, but it carries into his armor, into the morphed version of the Ranger.
It's so interesting that he has it in his civilian.
Yeah,
like it's not just an armor flourish on the suit.
Like,
it's
is that his civilian suit though?
Yes.
I will say I don't want to be like a negative. Whatever.
Unless they're letting Power Rangers wear jeans into the battlefield.
Like, if you zoom in, you can see that it doesn't look like the arm is on all the way. Like, maybe it's just a fitting, because there's tape on it. And none of the tubes are there. So I don't know if that is him in his civilian outfit, or if that's just him trying the robot arm on.
Sure. Yeah. That's a good point.
I just feel like that's a valid speculation to bring up.
Okay.
I mean, like we mentioned, like we're not gonna have context until this show airs this year. So
I mean, he clearly still has a robot arm when he's in his suit, and like, what the heck's that all about?
And there's still tubes. Like I brought up, 3 pictures of the guys from the actual photo shoot, and see, this is what I mean. This is with studio lighting, so those textured patterns. See, I didn't even notice on the guys that on the belt it also tapers down. So the only one that has it is the silver portion right at the belt, and then that color tapers down again. So I think that's an interesting design choice. I just don't think, and you can see it on blue, I don't think there's much of a color difference.
There's not as much contrast as I thought there would be.
Yeah. And here's that, wonderful guitar axe that we're all talking about.
I love that so much.
But see, this is the thing I don't like. Like, these guys are already buff gentlemen. They don't need this. They don't need, the fake pecs.
They don't need enhancement.
Right. And I do love the morphers, which I guess are also serving as blasters on the show. But once again, it's that Power Rangers like logo branding, which I know they said going forward that's going to be something that's going to carry forward into other suits and stuff, which I really don't agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of hope that they don't do that. Adam in chat says Javi could be in Kiss. Yes. let's get some face paint on him.
But yeah, I mean, we got Zato's suit, and I think that's an important distinction. They did say that Amelia has her Enkylo hammer, so that's what I said. Like, her helmet is her same pink helmet, it's just now red. So she still has the Enkylo powers, and Zato's T-Rex helmet is still T-Rex, but it's just like those Cosmic Fury gold flourishes. So the helmets are slightly different than Dino Fury, but it's not like she lost the power of her dinosaur, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be cool when they do receive their powers, what the explanation is and how that plays out. But for right now, I think this is all we have to go on in that short
for
video.
now it's just a game of wait and see, and
yeah.
honestly,
and that's the game the fandom does not play very well.
Yeah, no, we are not a patient bunch.
Nope.
We are absolutely not a patient bunch.
Anything in the chat that we need to talk about? It looks like Chris said a lot of shows that only get 10 to 13 episodes are also 40 plus minutes. Cosmic Fury is still only 22 minutes per episode. Totally. Yeah.
Oops, sorry, I hit my mic. John Luke says the suits remind me of the Barbie sets unrealistic expectations for girls, and this is He-Man meme. Already have incredibly in shape people, and you pad them more. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So Nightmare said, "Is Ghost Ranger the official name, or is it just what Russell's calling it?" See, I got also into this discussion with someone on Twitter. Until we get an official name in the show, I can only refer to what the actors are referring to it. And so, when Russell says, "Oh, we prefer to call it champagne for the new color," then, until someone says different, well, I mean, it is Zenith Ranger, so we
know
do
it's
call
the
it by
Zenith Ranger powers, but I mean, that
yeah.
color, we've all been calling it champagne color. So.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I think we're at least waiting until August. That's what Berg said. And I can see that. I can see them launching the 30th anniversary season, on the 30th anniversary date. I would love for that to happen.
Oh, and Andre said, and this time we can't sneak and watch international episodes early. We all have to actually wait collectively.
And that's what I love. I've waited like a decade for this to happen. No international spoilers. We're all getting it at the same time. We can all be spoiled at the same time. And it's just, let's enjoy or hate it all together, I guess. But no, I'm glad that I'm not going to get spoiled or that I have to dodge spoilers. Like, we can just view it on whatever time of day.
I won't be out here muting hashtags. I won't have to put anybody on mute for a while.
And Andre said, again, Andre's on fire with these comments tonight.
Yeah.
He said, most superhero media adds fake muscles to make sure they pop on camera, even with buff actors. But I do agree it's overkill in most cases. And yeah, totally. They pad costumes in certain places just to make things pop. But I think with how plain the front of the suits are on, like AP was saying, there's no texture. It makes the muscle suits pop, and
it's too obvious.
Yeah. And that's why, like, when I saw that Photoshop of like the Black Bolt carrying on from the Dino Fury suits, that was an instant, like, it made me like those suits even more because it took away from the muscle suit. It's like, that's more of a design aesthetic. So yeah,
it shifted focus. There's nothing to shift the focus from the padding because it's just right there.
Yeah, it's all on display. And it was weird, like the weird boob armor for the girls. I'm like, I thought we got away from boob armor like in video games and movies. It's just I think it looks dumb. I really do.
Yep.
So Teresa said Zach needs a coffee.
I listen, my sleep schedule for the last few days has been so messed up. I've passed out at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, and woken up at like 11 o'clock at night. So the fact that I am alive right now is kind of a small miracle. So I apologize for my consistent yawning, but I'm it's been a rough few days with my sleep schedule being all out of whack.
We haven't really touched upon the 30th anniversary. Do we want to run through that real quick, and then maybe we can sign off?
I'm excited for it. That picture of the Radbug 2 alone made me fanboy.
My God.
The picture of Walter and David in their suits.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm going
in the suits, helmetless. I like that kind of all brought it, like, I don't know, something about helmetless shots makes it feel just like I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like most of the fandom's going to understand what I mean.
Sure.
Like just
It's that
seeing,
well, it's like we talked about earlier. It's that nostalgia. It's seeing
Yeah.
this team together again. These actors who haven't shared a screen like this in 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is exciting stuff. This is that nostalgia we
Yeah.
love. This is that. I mean, gosh, I can't wait to find out. Why they get together. I can't wait to find out what's going on with
yeah,
these
Andre.
characters. 30
Sorry,
years
Andre
later.
just kind of summed it up. It's like, and so did John Luke right below him. It's like the helmetless shots sell the illusion,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
it makes you think they're in the suits, not stuntmen, and it just kind of brings it all together. And I just love that.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to throw up some branding that was found before the stream. This was from the Amazon relaunch page, which they switched back to Cosmic Fury or Dino Fury. But this is kind of like the style of the of the anniversary refresh for the packaging for the remastered figures. So this is some of the 30th anniversary branding artwork. Personally, I love the new 30th anniversary logo. I think it looks incredible. We've got Lord Zed, so obviously he's going to be a big part of Cosmic Fury. And then, Trini. All right, so here's one of the images from the 30th anniversary. This was when it was originally leaked through Entertainment Weekly exclusive. So this is the Rangers. This is Rocky, Zach, Billy, and Kat on the moon. This is Rita's moon palace, because you can see the Earth in the background here. There's the balcony looking out into space.
Yeah.
Someone said that this is the stand for her telescope, and then there's this big contraption, and the gears on the wall match the Jew Ranger footage of the palace with the different gears. Someone I know they've said like Zeo before, like the Machine Empire, but if you look at the original sets for Jew Ranger, Bandora's palace did have some of these gears. So you can see the little Ranger figures captured in the background. All of them look amazing. I think Billy is a total nerd for these. He's got color matching socks because he's the Blue Ranger. I love that for Billy. All of them look super pissed off at, whoever they're looking at. And I think Steve Cardenas got jacked.
When I saw him at Ranger Stop back in November, he was definitely looking pretty swole.
I mean, this is even bigger than when he was in like Dimensions in Danger. Like,
Yeah.
he is bulked up, and I'm like, man, can we just make him like permanent Mighty Morphin Red Ranger? Because
I'm for it.
God,
Rocky's
I'm for
better.
Steve.
This is an AP's hot take. Rocky is a better MMPR Red Ranger, and Kat is a better MMPR Pink Ranger. And
there you go.
Another AP hot take.
Why is it hot take?
Because I tried to do like an
echo.
Yeah.
Like a when you hit the party horn, that another hot take.
Remix.
Yeah.
But no, the figures in the back really intrigue me.
Yeah. I like the theory. I saw somebody said that maybe it's like Finster's Monster Maker, but she's captured Rangers.
Yeah. Well, I think Chris brought up a good point on Twitter when he was speculating. He said that maybe Rita's getting revenge on the Rangers because she was shrunken and put into a dumpster. So maybe she's trying to capture all the current available Rangers, shrink them and put them in a space dumpster and toss them into space for 10,000 years. Which is honestly a pretty cool plot point if they make that happen.
Yeah.
Here's one of the amazing shots with Billy and Zach. David Yost and Walter Jones. I will say this again. I said this on Liz's stream. I love the fact that they gave Walter Jones a custom glove for his missing finger. just to make him more comfortable, because apparently, from what I heard, when they were in the suit on the actual show, they always filled in the glove with like padding or whatever when they were filming the original show. So for him to have a custom glove, that's amazing. We've got like textured diamonds. So these are, remade suits. This is all new suits for MMPR.
And these suits are just gorgeous. I do like the diamond mesh patterning on the cuff. This looks really cool. RIP to all you MMPR cosplayers out there who now have to go back and do your cuffs again.
And we've got the classic like thick neck collars.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. I think this is badass that Billy is leading the morph. Like, this is everything I've wanted. And then in the last shot, one other thing. Billy's got some blood on his lips, like he's been in a battle.
Yes.
Ooh,
I was wondering if anybody else noticed that.
Because there's a shot of him in that like preview where he's like, they're filming him like getting up from the ground, like ready to morph. And so like you can tell on the makeup that he's been bruised and he's got a split lip right here. So yeah.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah. I just love this shot. I love that they got the communicators. They have the Bandai Legacy morphers. Yeah, they all look great.
I own a screen used prop now. Yay!
Yay! We all do. But no,
I don't.
Yeah. Well.
Sorry.
But no, I just think this shot is like super iconic. I love this.
Yeah. You love seeing these guys back together again. I mean, that's.
And let's not get into the nerd minutia of that. Oh, she never had the pterodactyl coin. She really had the crane. I mean, even in Mighty Morphin season 3.
Apparently, that's going to be addressed.
Okay, good. Oh,
someone said that was going to be addressed in the special.
Oh, okay, cool.
I love it. I love seeing that they're coming up with explanations for these plot holes and errors in backstory.
And here's the thing that made me go nuts on Tuesday.
Yes.
Seeing the Rad Bug 2, Billy still inventing, still being a crazy inventor. I love that it's got the California license plate. Awesome attention to detail. I need that hanging on my wall somewhere. I need replica license plate of Red Bug 2. We've got Trini's daughter, and then Graveyard. So that's kind of concerning, but I just love this picture of the three of them. I really hope that Zach and Billy are her uncles, and that there's some kind of reunion. I love how happy that they are. And I know this is just a press shot, but I think I'm really going to like her inclusion into the story.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how they like what kind of role she plays in it all.
Yeah. But
because I think her inclusion in the story, like to begin with, is just awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say it's just clear that they're trying to do the characters like respect for the 30th anniversary just by honoring Trini in some way by bringing her daughter in. So.
I was gonna say I would love it if this is like a Min discovers her mom's secret history as a Power Ranger.
Oh,
like uncovering this family mystery of like. How come my uncles and all these like quote unquote family members are always so secretive about stuff?
Yeah, I would love to see that from her perspective. At least the beginning of the story. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, and if not, maybe we can get a cool comic about it or something.
Yeah, maybe. I think
Radbug 2 is sweet. Where's my Lightning Collection Radbug 2? For real though.
So I'm gonna go back to the split screen.
Did you have that one poster of the the artist did? Gosh, I loved it so much. and I made the cardinal mistake of saying, "Man, I really need a print of this," and the spam bots came a running to my
God,
my
hold on.
notifications.
Let me pull up my screenshots folder because
Okay.
I did screenshot a lot of the video
Okay.
and some of the
'Cause,
presentation.
yeah, there was that poster that they showed off that I was just like, oh man, this is hitting all the vibes. Like, it's got the retro, it's got the neon and the chrome, and like this is something I would absolutely get printed out.
Okay,
full scale
give me
and
1
framed.
second and I'll share
Sure.
again.
Andre says this special is going to be full of feels for so many reasons. I'm excited yet not ready at the same time. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
All right, so
My gosh. Toku Chris said, LOL HasLab Radbug 2 with MMPR Yellow Ranger with Min civilian head.
Fund it. Done.
oh man, yeah, I'd buy it. I'd buy it. All right, so first off, this is the new logo, and
which
they've really
Yeah.
cleaned this up. You know, the circle's a circle, not a weird like impossible shape. They've cleaned out the font. They've cleaned up. I mean, they've literally made an HD Power Rangers logo that makes sense. So I love that.
Yeah.
I'm a big logo
looks
nerd.
gorgeous.
It looks amazing. We get some of the shots. We get MMPR Yellow doing a flip. I was screen capping so much. We do see the Green Ranger at one point, so a lot of people were saying for some weird reason that Adam may suit up to be green, but I'm like, that's not a thing.
That doesn't seem right.
So I think this is just a flashback. I really do.
Yeah, I'm leaning heavily toward flashback. Like maybe this is
Because
Billy and Zach telling Min about.
oh my God, it's Rita. It's Rita right here during that scene. There's
Yep.
Rita, classic suit. Yeah, pretty much. Should I go this way or okay? Now I know which way to go. Yeah, let me reshare that. Okay, I'm still on the thing. Okay. Anyways, so we get. I love that transition between the old footage and like them in the special.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. There it is, Johnny M. Bosch coming back as Adam Park. We've got the SPA confirmation logo, freaking awesome. There is the new command center in the background. We still got circular console. We got Zordon's tube with the crack in it. We've got the pillar, the weird pillar with the dome thing on it. There's Charlie Haskell, the director who's directed several Power Rangers productions for Saban in New Zealand. And oh my God, this shot of on camera when they're morphed in the command center, I freaking love this. That is so good.
That looks so good.
And then
Yes.
we get another footage of the set. Again, there's those funky pillars that they had in the original show, that were surrounded by the fluorescent tubes. There's Karen Ashley coming back as Aisha Campbell, again part of
Which,
SPA.
speaking of, people keep saying like right now Adam and Aisha don't have clear roles in all this.
Yes.
Like what is their deal? What is SPA? Like, do
wait
they
to
just
find out.
work at a spa? Who knows?
Are they
Which
just
I did not
giving-
come up with that again.
Yeah,
I
are
did- I'm not taking credit for that, but like for real, like we don't know what that means.
No, we don't. We don't know if it's
I'm really
Academy,
hoping
if it's Alpha, we don't know. We don't know.
Like it clearly has some kind of connection to SPD because it looks like an SPD badge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what
There is no
does it
mistake about that.
mean?
What does it mean, spa? Okay, I zoomed in way too far. Great candid shot. I just love that they're back on set together after all these years. I think that's just incredible. This shot of the trailer with the slow motion, the two of them walking. I don't even remember what episode that's from, but man, I got hit in the feels with that.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will tell me in the chat.
Andre said it's Space Patrol Aisha. Okay.
It's her year.
Space Patrol Adam. We don't know.
Oh, they both have A names. It's
Yeah.
literally just Rangers with either A names or they only recruit people that have A as the first letter in their name.
And it's Alpha. It's Adam, Aisha, and Alpha.
It's all the A's.
Oh my gosh.
It's just
All
Spa.
A's.
Here is the shot, the classic pose, but from behind.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are.
The Green Ranger shield is technically wrong, but
Yeah, because isn't it like someone
it's not
said?
supposed to be pointed
Right,
in the back,
right.
apparently.
It's supposed to just be like rounded.
Yeah.
Andre says Space Patrol. Andre, damn right.
We got Akihiro Noguchi, who's the second unit director and has been working on Power Rangers since the original series. So that's why he said it was good to see a lot of them again. Gorgeous cliffside views. We got Steve Cardenas, who has not worked with some of them. He never worked with Walter Jones. So that's great to see.
It's really cool to see the second team MMPR and the first one team up.
And that's where we have to realize the entire Stone Canyon trio is in this special. Rocky, Adam, and Aisha. That's perfect.
Sorry, Andre just said every 5 years we'll get a new incorrect Green Ranger suit. It's tradition now.
Yeah, there's weird lines on the band. I don't know what that's about.
The
That's
arm cuff.
yeah, it's weird. I was trying to screenshot that. I mean, God, if you watch that video, Billy just uppercuts the hell out of this putty. And I was like, that is the most badass shot for the Blue Ranger. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
When he just uppercut that guy, I was like, man, that's awesome.
Sorry, now Vince just said Space Patrol AP. Yeah, that's that's the secret in Secret Ranger fan.
So it's SPAP? Make that badge. Yeah, and then there's this great shot. They're gonna do this panning chest shot with all of. I don't even know if we're gonna see half of this stuff.
I can't wait.
Oh, and then it's hey, the fan stream. Dino Thunder Black, love it. Pre-ordered. I pre-ordered too. Looks amazing. Looks incredible.
Oh my God, Andre just said me and AP are officially OGs now. SPA OG. So yes. Sorry.
Teresa says she likes the MMPR helmet. I'm not even looking at chat right now. Mesogog, love it. The detail on this is incredible. I mean, this is a must buy if you're a Dino Thunder fan for sure.
Yeah.
God, I mean, just the creepy mouth, everything. And the mouth opens. You can open and close the mouth.
The fact that they articulated the jaw, that's the icing on the cake right there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful figure.
I can almost hear Mesogog's.
Apparently I did a really good impression on the stream with Liz, Elsa. All right,
the Pteranodrones.
We've got Kendricks.
Yeah, and that one looks really awesome too. The removable
that's
glasses.
A good portrait.
And
that's
just
a
the
really
likeness
portrait.
is so good.
I think she looks like Miss Frizzle from Magic School Bus, but that's just me.
Yes, it is. Next
Lost
question.
Galaxy Pink?
Maybe. She does have the pinless arms. I believe the whole figure is pinless, so that's a step up for
Oh God.
that. What's happening?
Andre just posted Kendricks, the original Ghost Ranger.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Moving on. I love that Kai Moya got to reveal his own figure. That is iconic.
I love that.
That's not a great picture of him, but we'll move on. But the portrait looks incredible.
Yes.
Looks so good. So that's your wave. And then we got the Tanga recolor. I do love this figure. I do have a bunch of Tengas. I'm going to get one pack, but like when it's discounted, I will fully admit that. But on Twitter, the official account called them the movie version, and it's like not really, because then they would be called Tengu Warriors. But I still think they look good. It's a good figure, but there's slight recoloring with the blue and the greenish tones here. We did get a sample shot of the Astro Mega ship.
Sorry, Toka Chris just said it would have been LOL if he opened the box and a leg fell off.
Yeah, that would have been or I do have a picture of it, but yeah. They unboxed the Astro Mega ship. It looks amazing.
There's that poster.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So we've got the shuttle, we've got the Nasada shuttle, we've got the rocket boosters, the different hands, the in-space rangers, the sword, which is taller than the Zap Megazord.
Yeah, the sword that's taller than the previous Zap Megazord, which I love.
They were demonstrating that on screen. And this is, all scaled together. This is the 1/144 scale. So yeah, the Astro Megaship, the in-space Megazord is he's a big boy.
Big boy.
So there's a better view of that. But yeah, the sword is literally as tall as the Zap Megazord. It's crazy. And then we got Loretta and Alan to introduce the branding. And this is that poster you were talking about, Zach.
Yeah, I love the design of that poster. Shout out to the artist.
The artist is Orlando Arocena. You can find him on Instagram as Mexi Funk. Just looks absolutely incredible.
I really hope he can sell prints of that, because man, I would buy one and have it framed. I adore that. Is hitting me right in my wheelhouse of this sort of retro wave, synth wave, 80s 90s neon. It tickles all the right boxes for me, and man, I would absolutely love a print of that.
Yeah, it's really nice, and especially this banner with all the helmets, in that kind of facing outward pose. It just looks amazing. And then that is the art that's also going to be featured on the remastered packaging, which they revealed on stream. The one that releases with Billy is Trini. And I love that because Billy and Trini were friends in the show. Trini was always serving as Billy's translator, so I love that the both of them are released together.
Yeah.
And then the morphing accessory. I am so excited for this.
Yeah.
I think it looks really cool. I love these figures. Billy actually looks like Billy now. There's added paint apps. We get the new portrait for Trini, which looks good. It's got the pigtails version of her hairstyle, just to keep the tradition. If you're re-releasing a figure, you just give them a new portrait with a different hairstyle. The added details, the black lines on the belt and the holster, that's also an additional remastered upgrade. They're all going to be pinless action figures. So that's another detail. So really, really looks good. I love that Billy doesn't look like a golden girl. With the removable glasses, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then they just did a bunch of interviews and other stuff. I think that is it. Oh, if you guys did want to see, because I know they revealed the Cosmic Fury suits, and so there's the picture of them and her phone, quote unquote. But yeah, we've already said our piece, but I don't even get that extra, you can barely see that where that textured pattern is supposed to be. It doesn't even come across in this part of Izzy's costume. So just super weird.
It's definitely a lighting issue. You can kind of see they're in a lower light situation here. which makes it a little harder to see.
And the padded muscles are a vest. Like, this is supposed to be, there's like a huge seam in Kai's suit. So I really hope that doesn't come across in like actual filmed footage. Because I just think that it's a vest. It's just a vest. They've already got spandex underneath. It's weird. It's an odd choice, that's for sure. Chance Perez thrusting his hips forward to show off the belt. I feel that probably got a lot of people excited for that. So, and there's Amelia in red with the skirt and the extra silver stripey going down. So that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
definitely excited.
I'm gonna stop sharing my screen to personally not reveal any information. So,
good idea.
Anywho, no, I think it's an exciting time to be a Power Rangers fan, and obviously, I think we're all really excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the future and the possibilities.
Anything else that I missed in the chat? I've not read chat at all.
No, not too many folks left in chat now.
Oh, okay.
We got Teresa, Toka Chris, and Donnie Pearson.
Well, thank you, Donnie, for showing up. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just really excited, and I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're like over 3 hours now of being live.
Yeah.
I know 20 minutes of that was technical issues. But thank you, Donnie, for showing up. He did say Happy Lunar New Year. Hope you're well. First time viewing the live stream. We really appreciate you joining, and I just want to let everyone know that we will have an audio version of this podcast, if not on the 25th, which is our actual premiere date, our anniversary date. Then we will have it next Saturday. I'm going to see if I can get James to edit the audio again. Even though we've got some echoey silent parts, I guess I wasn't recording this separately. So, we'll fix it. But no, I really appreciate everyone joining. Thank you once again. I'm so glad we were able to get Vaughn on for a really important conversation. And, if we missed any news or didn't talk about anything, we'll always catch it on the next Ranger Command Power Hour. But our next episode after this one is going to be another extra episode, which will finalize our Dino Fury Season 2 reviews. So we'll be working on that soon. But really, thanks everyone for showing up. AP, Zach, any final thoughts?
Just thanks for another great anniversary stream, guys. Thanks for following us for 9 years now. We appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much.
It's been a ride. Can't thank all of y'all enough for listening to us this long. New, old fans. It's been a great ride, and just thank y'all for 9 years. Shout out to my family if they're still listening. I don't know if they are. I hope they're not.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be getting a text message any second now if they are. But
but no, we really appreciate it. And just a final thought on my end. We can't do this without our listeners. I've said that time and again. So at the very minimum, if you guys do listen to iTunes, if you don't want to write a full review, at least tap 5 stars on the app to rate the podcast, because that really helps. And it's it just really helps us continue to be successful, and I swear I'll get those press releases up tomorrow, but or late tonight, because I still have to post the actual episode posts on the website. Anyways, I'm rambling. Here's to 9 years of the podcast. We will be covering a lot of the 30th anniversary, and we'll have more people from Ranger Nation, more Ranger Nation spotlights. So just stay tuned for the rest of the year. We're working on some plans, and we really appreciate all of you for listening. So thank you. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to all the listeners who listen on the actual podcast portion of it. So until next time, thank you, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you later.
I'm just really tired. All right. I'm going to switch to thanks. Bye, everyone.